Hello everybody, we're just waiting for videos and stuff. Sorry, I didn't quite realize the time just because we've not made any progress in game. I was just catching up with a couple of things, sending a couple of people a couple of links and stuff. I'm trying to organize a tournament starting this coming week so that we can continue to fill the days up with Starcraft 2. So just a few different things going on, so sorry for being a moment or two late to start talking to you all. Hello, how is everyone feeling? Welcome to the stream. Excited to get going today. I was talking yesterday, obviously, and throughout the week how fun this tournament has been, but this day I think is actually going to be awesome. MaxPax versus CLEM best of 5 in the winner bracket finals. The loser plays Rogue in a best of 5 in the lower bracket finals. Then we have the grand final best of 7 to follow that as well. That's a very good, exciting day, if you ask me. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I think we're going to have some good games, and yeah, I can't wait to get us into this. So, should be able to get going in just a few moments. Players are joining lobbies, or parties at least. Videos should be starting out, so we shouldn't be too far from kicking this off and getting into some action here today for the not the WardiTV, the big LiuLi Cup, where it's been organized in a WardiTV tournament. So, and the name WardiTV is usually close to mine, but even more so today than it usually is. Get ready to go into our first match of the day. Like I say, we're just waiting a little bit on players, some videos and stuff. Good chance to say hello and ask how everybody is doing. How is everyone feeling out in the stream? Let me know how your weekend is going or starting as we get ready to rumble in just a few. Awesome. Awesome. Alrighty, guys, we should be able to get going in just a few moments. Kick this off. Get into some action. Make some games. Ready for some SC2? Hell yeah, me too. I'm ready to start us off talking, to be honest. I don't have much of... I'm not feeling like much of a conversationalist this morning. And really just want to kind of talk about some games. But MaxPax is not in our party, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But maybe just a few minutes, we'll be able to kick off and get ready to rumble. Get some games on the way up, get everything started. All of that goodness should be great. Looking forward to diving into some action. Again, hello everybody. Hope we're all having a wonderful weekend. Clem asking who's starting the videos. We're only 5 minutes late, Clem. Yeah, I feel like you should know this already. MaxPax has just come. I think MaxPax has just arrived, basically. So MaxPax is going to start the videos off. It's only 2 videos each, and we're going to start getting map picks, so we really shouldn't take too long to start getting into games. Hey, what's up, Narumi? Thank you so much for the 38-month resub on the Prime. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for subbing up and starting the day off. Just waiting for... Hey, well, guys, I'll run one more round of ads. I mean, we just have to run less between games and stuff. It'll just give us a bit more wiggle room in case there's long games as well. So I'll just do that because the players have not videoed yet. So we'll just do that while we can. May as well just, like I say, create some more wiggle room for ourselves. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a sponsored stream at the end of the day. Unfortunately, I don't have a tracking link. That I meant to have. And I don't know if I can do it without the tracking link, but like, Today's going to be one of the better streams to do it afterwards, so I don't know. Actually, I guess we could do something else today, maybe. And switch this to tomorrow. Oh, I'm giga-brained. Okay. We can do that, actually, if we don't have the link today. We can maybe do the other ones. We can switch games. All right, we'll leave the title up and stuff, but and the link for just the Steam page. But we'll probably actually do it differently because I actually have a Twitch bounty to do as well. I didn't do yesterday, so maybe we do it like that. God, I'm so smart. I just figured it out live on air. Unbelievable. I'm so good. Unless we get the link at some point today. That might actually work out better anyways if we do it this way around. Alright, anyways, we're kicking off soon. Oceanborn, Amphion, Site Delta, Alcyone, all set up. 4 maps are picked. 5th map is obviously determined as well. The videos were Post-Youth, Golden Aura, Dynasty, and Crimson Court. I guess that means the 5th map there should be the Oceanborn. Yeah, 5th map should be Ghost River. Perfect. Seems like everyone is on the same page and getting ready to begin. As we get ready to kick off in just a couple of moments, getting everyone ready to go. There's going to be Oceanborn, Amphion, Site Delta. Yeah, okay, perfect. Looking beautiful, guys. Looking beautiful. Site Delta, Alcyone, Ghost River. Perfect. Have I thought of rebranding such events, future events as Rewardy? Sounds catchy. Yeah, Rewardy, Awardy, the Awardies. But we've heard of the jokes. The forwardies, yeah. We were gonna do an awards show called the Awardies at one point, but turns out that was way too much work to figure out and stuff, so we didn't. But a cool idea in case I ever find a time machine and can go back to a passionate early days Awardie. Give myself another project to work on amongst all the other things I worked on back then. And I'm sure passionate Woody back then would have made something happen, you know? Surely. Surely. We are in the lobby, guys, so me killing time is not going to have to last too much longer. We'll just say hello as well if anyone's watching on the YouTube channel. We are live on YouTube today as well. I kind of meant to go live on YouTube yesterday, and then I was halfway through the stream, and I was like, oh, I forgot to put the YouTube on. I just didn't have it set up or anything. But honestly, yesterday's games were not... We actually had a couple cool games yesterday, but I wouldn't say you missed out on too much. Today is the banger. MaxPax and CLEM to start the day off. I mean, when you're starting the day with MaxPax versus CLEM, then you're in a pretty darn good place. So can't really go wrong with that as we get ready to kick this off and kick into some action here as we go into Oceanborn for map number 1 of this best of 5 series. Again, 2 best of 5s and a best of 7 today. That is going to be the schedule. That's going to be what's coming up. That is what we are diving ourselves into here, as Oceanborn will be our leading map. Let's throw us into the loading screen. I really thought it would be finished loading by the time my transition had gone off, but it just halted at the 2/3 marker. This is the awkward part where we sit and wait and it doesn't move any further at all, doesn't it? Brilliant. Love that. And you know what it is? I'll probably end up uploading the YouTube video with this portion in, and then the portion went, oh no, we're moving, never mind. Then the YouTube video will have already started. Congrats, guys. You also got the 10-second waiting period, giving the YouTube video the same experience as the live streams. As we do have in the top left-hand side of the map, our red Protoss player here in the winner bracket finals of the big LiuLi Cup. Our red Protoss player is MaxPax from Storm Gaming. Of course, the fun thing about this event today is there's only 1 Protoss, 1 Terran, and 1 Zerg remaining in the final 3 players, so these guys are all the best of their race in this tournament, because I was about to use that kind of in the intro, and I was like, actually, that's just true for everybody we're going to cast today, so I guess it was kind of not worth saying initially. As we have in the bottom right from Team Liquid, the blue Terran player and the world champion of Starcraft 2, it's CLEM. And absolutely expecting them to come out with a barrage of builds in this series. The last couple times he's played against MaxPax, they've been close matches, but CLEM keeps on coming out on top. Expecting today to honestly not really be much different. He is still my favorite in everything he's playing right now. He's playing great StarCraft 2. Does he lose a map here and there? Yes. Is it perfect every single time? Absolutely not. Does that matter? Not if you're still the one winning the tournaments at the end of the day, and that has been the case as of late for CLEM. He is on a tournament-winning streak at the moment, and like I say, we'll see if that can continue today as well. As we get set up, Reaper on the way, just going to be having ourselves a Nexus and the Cybercore coming up. It's going to be having our Orbital coming through as well. We get that on the go. It's going to be seeing the Pro playing the nibbling game on a supply depot, as we do have the double depot to wall off with in these early stages. We'll be seeing Proby going back towards the upper left-hand side. Obviously, not much you can do apart from just knowing that this was obviously kind of a bit of a block off initially, and to slow things down a little bit. A question from the YouTube chat. Finals best of 7? Absolutely it is. It is a best of 7. I believe a 1-0 lead for whoever wins this series in the finals. So that's obviously a little bit of an advantage. As Tagged comes in with the 52-month resub. 52 is a square prime since it's the multiple of a prime square and another prime. It's the 5th bell number of ways to partition a set of 5 elements. And finally, it is an untouchable number since it is no number such that the sum of its proper divisors is 52. 52 is untouchable. How about that? I like that. That's a great way of saying something. Narumi hit us up with the 38-month prime to start the day. WardiTV came in with the 92-month resub on the prime. Guys, if my dad has been able to hit the prime sub button for 92 months in a row, I'm pretty sure some of you guys can find it as well. Don't be outdone by WardiTV. Get your prime subs in today. As 2 Reapers and a Hellion are going to come through, and they're going to hit down this Adept. That's going to get taken out immediately, so CLEM can continue to advance to the upper left-hand side of the map. A pressure towards the top, which is expected. Early game units here already looking to try and get in and try and put some damage out. As a little grenade goes down, just going to see our Reapers continuing to run through up into the main base. The Adept will continue to give chase as well. The Reapers continue to fight as the probe will go down. A second probe in the main base dies. There's actually 3 probes in total, maybe 1 more. Low HP jumps in the assimilator, tries to go back for it. Those units give themselves up, but hey, look at what they got. They got, an Adept and 3 workers and some lost mining time. I think that's okay for the 2 Reapers and the Hellion, especially killing the Adept. You're under way less pressure of the Protoss coming across the map towards you with an early game unit now. So that's not as much of an issue or as much of a, hey, I've got to go and solve that. That's not as much of a thing at all, in fact. So yeah, you can just be safe. If that Adept was still alive and this was now 2 Adepts approaching the front, maybe you're a little bit afraid that you've actually given away your faster units that you opened the game with, such as those Reapers and Hellions. But like I said, I don't think that's a concern at the moment. With only 1 Adept, bunkers on the way up, plenty of Marines there. Obviously, MaxPax is making his way to that Blink upgrade from that Twilight Council too, but there is going to be a Widowmine drop for him to have to deal with. Widowmines are going to drop. They are just going to commit to the burrow there. The Stalkers will have to run. No Blink just yet. We're going to lose a Stalk. We're going to lose a Probe. Not bad. I mean, the Medevac gets out alive as well, right? And anytime the Medevac is getting out alive, you're pretty much very happy about how this has gone. I mean, usually a Probe per Widowmine is nice. A Stalker is more valuable than a Probe, though. So Stalk and a Probe, Medevac alive. CLEM is definitely noting that one down in the back of his brain as a little bit of a win in these early stages. Third Nexus, as MaxPax is not going to go overly aggressive off the Blink. He's not going to add on all those gateways and try and make something out of this. Not at all. He's just going to go and get that Nexus up, play the Blink as a macro style. 2 gates in the game at the moment, which is obviously the exact kind of number you expect if he's just going to sit back and play the macro style. Sometimes, yes, we can see something along the lines of like a... sometimes you can see, like, obviously 3 gates and it's kind of that in-between kind of pressure, but I'm also going to expand somewhat quickly. This really is just more leaning into that expansion, and now into that robo base, that tech as well, as we can build into the Colossus for the next stage of this game and have ourselves a Stalker Colossus composition. I'd say old school, not really old school, but kind of a little bit off meta for the moment. I mean, it's never really off meta because it's kind of just standard, but a lot of the kind of the cool things to do right now in this matchup is to actually go out and play, you know, charge upgrades after the Twilight, or get up the Templar Archives and the Storm really quickly, and all of those kind of routes. So if you're going to play Colossus, you play Phoenix Colossus. Stalker Colossus, don't get me wrong, it's still used. It's not like this is never seen. It's not like we have gone days since we last saw it either. It just is funny because, like I say, it feels different while it's actually the norm because, like, people have been doing other things as of late. So we are just going to get good old baseline Stalker Colossus here from MaxPax to start off game 1 of this series. be interesting to see how MaxPax over the course of the best of 5 actually mixes it up and does some different builds. We know he can play Phoenix Colossus, so if he's feeling like Colossus today, maybe we'll dive into that at some point. We're absolutely expecting some games to be 4-gate Stalker pressure as well. And I wouldn't be surprised to see one kind of heavier kind of Stalker charge lock game as well. A little bit dependent on how CLEM is playing, because you've also got to take into account that some of those styles are better against certain Terran styles. If Terran is not going to do the things that those things are good against, then you don't necessarily want to do it, even if it's nice to mix things up every single game, right? When will there be Ellie badges? I thought I added Ellie badges, just no one's unlocked them yet. Or did I not actually add the Ellie badge? I will check in a second. Hang on, I'm going to have to open up my Twitch dashboard thingy. Marines dropping in from CLEM over on this left-hand side. Just going to come dropping straight through. And a little bit of damage done, nothing too crazy. Let's just have ourselves the charge, and the extended thermal lens continuing out as well. So all of that coming up. The Colossus and the Sentry continue by as well. All of that continues to build here just for the moment. Having ourselves the few Stalkers still moving about as well. So having those moving up, a little bit of bio going to fight. The Wooden Mine's taking damage also. Pretty much still fairly expected here, I suppose. Just going to have ourselves the extra Zealots coming in. The charge is going to be done in a few moments as well. Going to see a few more shots continuing to come around. So a couple more hits coming through. The damage still being done. Actually going to be seeing ourselves the Colossus moving forward. The Marines are going to be taking a whole bunch of damage there as well. That's going to be MaxPax deflecting and defending this for the moment. As we just have ourselves the Medivacs loading up and backing away over to that right-hand side. Well, Bio gets over to the right. The army of MaxPax continues to chill out over on the left. And towards the center again. The scan comes up. It's going to be seeing us stim in. Nexus is going to drop. Pylon as well. Probe also goes down. This army continues up this ramp now, where we're going to find another probe. And CLEM pokes forward, but there's a set of units here from MaxPax. The Zealots and the Stalkers together will begin to just push this away. A couple of Widow Mine shots to play cleanup. And the Medivacs load up as we back on out of there as well. So just going to bring that straight out. What's up, Dagon? Didn't see the games yesterday, but really happy that Rogue is still there. Yeah, man, Rogue, I mean, he ended up going through a bunch of ZVZs after the ZVP, which I felt actually pretty confident for the ZVP he played, but man, he went full, like, Rogue ZVZ, cheesy as... And I have to put the beep in there, because it really does exaggerate just how cheesy the man was being yesterday, as the auto turrets are going to jump in, and there are going to be a few probes going down already, so the auto turrets come through. See our Stalkers continue to move about, and well, we do have ourselves the, again, probes and the +1 attack upgrade coming through as well. A few extra ghosts coming in currently from CLEM. Obviously the tech coming in across the board. With the Raven at least dropping those auto turrets, it did die, so we don't have that continuing to come back repeatedly, so that's a pretty big plus, honestly. That's a big bonus compared to what we were seeing before. As the Vikings get there, that Prism continues to get pushed away, just getting shoved out for the moment. Going to get a couple more shots off with the bio units. A couple of Zealots going down as well. Observer still flying forward. Vikings bio gathering up. Another shot coming through. The Stalkers are going to get rid of a couple more Widow Mines. The bio is still going to be there to fight back. Disruptor halfway done. +2 attack in production with +1 armor coming alongside it. All of this continues into play as we speak. Bio comes across the left-hand side. A couple of mules drop down. Stalkers once again just going to get deflected away. MaxPax not allowed to find any good position just yet then. Not able to push into anywhere super notable or anything along those lines. I see that bio army still trying to chase a little here. So just getting across towards the top. And again, a few more Zealots are going to join up. The Disruptor's coming through. +2 attack, +1 armor. Both continuing to build right now as the bio still settles and chills out into the middle for a little bit. And +2, +1. Both continue through. So all of that coming around for the moment. Those couple of Disruptors still coming up from MaxPax as well, so we bring those Disruptors into play. A couple of Pylons coming up also. Get those Pylons out as Zealots are going to go with the Stalker. Sorry, Stalker's going to come blinking up here and fight off those Marines. That's going to be a good defense against that little dropship of units, so not much to see there. That does get cleaned up and pushed away. Very nicely done. Again, Darkshine coming through. The +2 attack and +1 armor continuing out as well. The Protoss force of MaxPax continues to settle a little bit in the center here. Vikings going to start shooting. That Colossus will begin to drop, so Colossus is going to go down. I mean, that's what, you know, this is going to be scary for. And of course, with Disruptors, Clem's got to be super on top of those as well. You're going to see an attempt of Zealots around the bottom left-hand side, but the Bio's going to get down there, turn those Zealots around. Good EMP hits the Colossus also. It's going to be striking as we do have the Colossus continue to step up. Stalkers, Disruptors continue to play the chasing game. The Vikings are being chased out of here. Bio continue to kite back. Another Marauder set of stims comes through. To get rid of the Colossus, I mean, MaxPax again chasing forward. He has not really much tech left as Clem even steps in and kills off that Disruptor. Disruptors have hit their own Zealots more than they've hit Bio units here so far. That's obviously not exactly ideal. It's going to stem up again. A few Zealots are going to step in. The Disruptor shots. Actually, do clip a couple of Marauders over on the edge there in the end, so it's going to be able to grab that. Again, the +3, +2 upgrades from MaxPax will start. Upgrade's already nice for him. Ahead on the 2-1. Is now going to fall behind on 2-2, but then will retake the lead 3-2, 2-2. 2-2-2. So yeah, those upgrades are kind of ping-ponging one way and the other, just given or depending the kind of exact moment in the game that we're checking on them. And Bio back over to that right-hand side, and it's going to see the Zard Stalker Disruptor going to come through again. Disruptor shot fires straight down the middle, not quite going to connect just yet. Another Disruptor shot fires through also. Another Disruptor shot does not quite land for the moment, so not quite able to get that there still. Just going to have ourselves a Shadow Stride, +2 armor, +3 attack, all continue to build. Bio Ghost going to come around the right-hand side as well. We just have that army of MaxPax going to step onto the map further. I'm just going to start working its way toward that set of rocks. So let's have our Bio setting up here. The Zealots are going to start charging through. Stalker Disruptor coming up, and that is a Disruptor shot that goes in toward that army as well. Does manage to connect in the end. Anything else turning back around. Bio coming across also. Another Disruptor shot firing, but not quite landing. As our Zealot Stalker still pushes upwards now. The Medevac's going to lift up and get the hell out of there. They're going to retreat to the 12 o'clock position. And they're just going to wait, so they're going to see if there's an opportunity to come back in. One of the downsides of obviously never having built air units this game from MaxPax is not being able to chase those medevacs away from those dead air positions. They're going to consistently be able to sit there and just hold position and just wait for the right opportunity, potentially taking up supplies of units to defend. In fact, now they're just going to retreat away. I might be thinking about needing to get them on the map again, just because if they sit there completely AFK, MaxPax is moving around as well. I mean, it's not a small amount of supply that's sat there in the medevacs. And the Liberators are there now too, so you could argue that maybe they will hit that base. He will actually try and deny the upper right Nexus from coming online. He's going to find a pylon in that position at the very least, as MaxPax still continues with the idea of moving through the center of the map, but can't really say that there's too much going on right there at the moment either. DT just going to show up. He's going to get the Bio across, going to grab that Dark Templar nice and easy. More weapons just on the front of this base. We have our Stalkers going to get there. A couple of these Liberators getting shot down as well, so Libs continue to drop. Disruptor going to be hanging about, but I'm going to continue to step forward. A few of these Zealots continue to go down as well, so a few more shots continue to come in just across the board here. We're going to see a continued step up. DTs are going to swipe into this mineral line. Blinking in, 14 SCVs going down. There's mid-game kind of Protoss harass, obviously mid to late game, honestly, because obviously DTs are super expensive as well. It really does add up, and it really does so much as well. But of course, like I say, it's expensive. You can't just go, you know, ramming out a whole bunch of DTs all the time. That is definitely something you have to consider and think on. How's that Bio just going to sit here again? A couple more pickoffs itself. The Liberator range coming up. +2 ship weapons is about to finish. Again, +3 continue to come around right now as our Marines will stim. Chase that DT. Kill that DT. get rid of that for the moment and be very content from there. So let's door go opening up that set of rocks on that left-hand side. Liberator going to come around the left as well. What are we going to do, Mr. Liberator? What is our plan? Liberator's going to siege. A few probes are going to step back. Still got ourselves a Disruptor, a couple Nexus, a couple Colossus, all in production. Our +3 armor coming through as well. Also going to be here very shortly. 3 more Liberators, 4 more Liberators continuing up. It's going to go ping ping pong onto the Lib, and we do have a couple of EMPs coming down as cannons are going to get grabbed. We can actually knock down all of those. Love that. CLEM breaking into some of the stack defense. His Liberator count is rising, and the question has to be from MaxPax, when are we going to start seeing that Stargate Fleet Beacon tech coming online? Because if you're not going to do anything here, that doesn't really feel great for you, right? Like, this feels as though it becomes a big issue if we don't kind of get a move along sooner rather than later. Liberator's continue to siege up. Going to be seeing the Protoss army still moving out into the center as well. Trying to see what we can do. Well, just going to have ourselves the kind of forces committing, but never really kind of finding a chance to go further. 80 minutes on Oceanborn. Hey, I love it. If this is the level we're going to play at today, then I am so down. This is some great StarCraft already. I feel like we're just getting started, so yeah. Brilliant stuff. First game of the day already. A bit of a banger, as we do have MaxPax still only at one Disrupted. I am terrified for him for these Liberators. These Liberators are so good for CLEM. And a couple of Vikings up now as well. That domination from him in the sky, I really think, is a fast-track way to winning this game, honestly. Liberator sieging up again. Just going to be having our army push back. The Bio going to pull back as well. The army now. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus coming over the right side, going to come through. Liberator is going to continue to siege. Fire Force continuing to step forward as well. A couple of those Zealots will go down right now. Also, MPs go down one more time. Stalker's getting hit. Colossus coming through. And the Vikings, the Liberator there, going to be able to get rid of that Warp Prism. So the Prism goes down immediately. Big step up as we do see Colossus getting shoved away. MaxPax's supply is being limited, and he's not really finding much around the map anymore. These DTs are going to find some building command centers. I mean, that's neat and all, but if that's all your harass is doing, I mean, he's rebuilding 12 Zealots. Again, what? We're just going to throw them into the Terran meat grinder here? I mean, there's a nice blink because the Liberators are repositioning, but that's the only time where he's really looked as though he's had half of a chance against these Liberators. It just ain't happening, right? As the Vikings come forward again, the Colossus now getting pushed back, the Bio continue to hit the Stalkers, Disruptors EMP'd and killed, and MaxPax's army here, just, again, plain and simple, has not been good enough. And I do think he's had the time, and I do think he's had the income to afford a tech up into the later game. He has just refused to go there. He's decided that he just was not going to tech out of this current position. And I feel like that's going to end up being extremely costly for him. I don't think there's any other way to really say this. I think this is just going to end up being super expensive and probably a little bit too much by the end of the day, basically. So, yeah. Damn. I'm definitely looking as though this game one is... I don't want to say it's in the bag. I mean, now we're dropping Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. I mean, his current army wins the fight. And if CLEM goes across the map, I believe he wins the map on the fight as well. I don't think he was winning these fights because he was sat back defensively necessarily. Obviously, that helps. It makes it more difficult for the pros player, but what difference is that to now CLEM being in between your bases and you still having to attack into him? Pretty much none. MaxPax knows he can't do that, so he's immediately retreating into a base trade scenario where he's going to recall these probes away. He's going to attack in over here. Liberator's already sieging up, and the Stalkers justify the blink forward into a Planetary and Bio. No, they cannot, so they're going to step away instead. Liberator's firing. Colossus just getting absolutely deleted, man. The Liberators are just going to take no prisoners here. They have been given one order, and that order is to shoot anything on sight. CLEM takes a 50 supply lead following these couple of skirmishes. And I say skirmishes, it really feels like a full battle because it doesn't feel like at any of these moments has MaxPax truly been able to just fully commit in. Tempest still coming up. Another disruptor shot is going to land short. Ghosts, Libs, Marines still building. Going to have another disruptor here, just going to get grabbed also. Another disruptor shot coming by. A couple of EMPs going down as well. That is going to be CLEM taking game number 1 because MaxPax just can't get to an army that's ever going to deal with this. Transition into air units was way too slow. I just do not think he was under a pressure to the point where he couldn't add on those Stargates and that fleet beacon a little bit earlier. I'm absolutely convinced that that was a mistake from MaxPax. And, yeah, this could have maybe done. I mean, could have absolutely approached that very differently. Plain and simple, right? Not really anything crazy to kind of mention there. Like, I could have just gone, I think, very differently. But, I mean, very fun game. Not going to complain about the game. Just interesting that MaxPax felt so stuck not being able to tech up. That's the fascinating part to me. That you kind of feel like that's the case. I just don't know if that is the case, you know? I just do not think that's actually how this was. Anyways, ready GL, HF's going to be called as we get ourselves settled in, guys. So game number 2, this first best of 5, definitely delivering so far. Getting some responses for my tournament, which is nice. Lovely to see. Actually had all the Zerg players respond already, which is very impressive because that's not always the case. What do I want to do here? Awesome. All right. Again, ready to go, guys. Couple of moments ready. GLHF ready is called, and we get ready to go into Amphion for our next game. Taking off into more action. When is the new patch out? New patch? Yeah. If we had any news of a patch, new maps, or anything, I'd be a big fan. That would be lovely. Please. If anyone is out there listening, give us some Starcraft 2 updates. We beg of you. We beg of you. Alright, guys, countdown is on. We are loading into this next game as we have got ourselves Amphion coming through. In the bottom left, down a game has absolutely fought back from, down a map in series against this opponent before, so don't take this for granted just yet. That was a longer game, but there's so much that this guy can do early and into the mid game that can really impact how the result goes as well. And maybe that's what he'll lean upon here. Maybe some more heavy pressuring Blink Stalkers, for example. Let's let the game tell the story. In the bottom left-hand side, we have Psystorm Gaming's MaxPax. In the top left, our blue Terran player representing Team Liquid, we have ourselves CLEM. Very good game 1. Played a very good game, very solid throughout. Really enjoyed, it was a very enjoyable kind of game to watch, right? It was just good, solid Starcraft 2. Really enjoyable stuff. Enjoyed watching it. Good times. Hoping for more coming into game number 2 now, right? Like let's go have some more games like that one. Yes, please and thank you. 100%. All right, let's follow someone. Where's India? There we go. Number 6 today. As he is following this probe to the other side. That is pretty much the excitement of the first minute or 2 here. And we just have this probe pulling up into the main base to see what is going to happen. What's up, Juice on Face? You heard MaxPax is actually ChatGPT 10? Maybe. Maybe he's actually from the future and he's just an AI from the future and that's why he's so advanced. Again, hello everyone on the YouTube stream. If you are watching on the YouTube, if you have that stream open there, if you could take one moment to just scroll down a little bit and just tap that like button, it would mean the world. Helps us out so much. We actually already have great viewership on the YouTube today. We'd love to try and push that as much as we can. So hitting the like button really does help. Yeah, I don't know if sending a message on a live stream helps on YouTube, but maybe you say hi in the chat as well. I mean, no pressure. But hitting that like button really would go a long way if you're on the YouTube stream. Alrighty, if you're here on Twitch, you can just spam emotes in the chat because we don't have like buttons on Twitch. You guys just have to, well, it actually doesn't matter what you guys do. You guys just keep on being Twitch chat. You guys are good. It's so easy being in a Twitch chat viewer compared to a YouTube viewer. As a YouTube viewer, it's like, oh, you gotta like the stream. As a Twitch chat viewer, you just sit there and you make dank memes or something. As the Reaper will go down, unable to kill off that probe. Bad call by Clem as he gets himself too committed on that Reaper. No gain. I mean, a scout through into the base, right? You get into that main base, but you get in there so quickly, you never saw what the tech structure was. So, yes, you get in there, but then you don't actually know what's going on. Really bad to lose the Reaper, because that should be continuing to scout and continuing to push for information. And obviously that's now just not the case in the slightest. Good morning, hello. We have a Widowmine going off, hitting off that Adept. Yeah, it's actually, you know what, it's always fun streaming on a Saturday at this kind of time as well, because obviously we don't have a lot of people. I know some people obviously still at work, but a lot of people off work for the days. We've got Americans, alright, you know, waking up, kind of saying hello and kind of tuning in, chill, not having to rush off anywhere. We've got the European crowd who are watching as well, and even some late nighters over on the far east portions of the world as well. Always feel as though it's very fun streaming on a Saturday at this kind of time. You kind of hit almost every time zone in the few hours that we go live on this time. It's really neat. Hell yeah. You hit the like button for me, bro. Keep up the good work. Hell yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Hello from India. Hell yeah, that's a great one to be watching from. That's what I mean. Like, you hit so many places in the world at this time of day. It's great. Phoenix obviously intercepting the medevac, and the medevac will unload. Doesn't stop it from moving forwards, but unloaded, and actually would have to load back up to get across those minerals. Don't think we're going to be doing anything just yet. As a robo facility comes online, the Phoenix continues to come about as well. Got a couple of depths coming down this ramp, and the Marines and the Cyclone very ready to fight that. Battery not ready, and this is a mistake from MaxPax, inviting Clem to start fighting before his battery is done. And you basically just gave Clem a gift. A couple of adepts go down. Battery now will fall. I mean, this is just straight up mistake from MaxPax. It may not matter too much in the end, but a couple units going down. Obviously, the cancel battery is frustrating. Things like that are going to be a little bit rough, as our Marines and our Cyclone just going to be continuing to go in onto that warp gate currently. And I mean, they can say because you lost a couple of deaths, you lost a couple of your tank units, so it's a little bit tougher to get these stalkers in reach and keep them safe as well. Get another couple of grabs. Gateway still coming about. I mean, nice that we got the battery here able to provide some healing onto that gateway as well, but that's now being drained. As we do have the Widowmine causing issues. More units coming across. The Phoenix have decided to go on a jaunt across the map, and they're going to find a few SCVs. A couple of units as well. We're going to try for the Viking, which we will get. We out DPS the SCV repair there. However, the first siege tank is already here, so yeah, lift up some SCVs, but I think these Phoenix are going to have to return home sooner rather than later. And as they return home, they're probably going to have to come in and, you know, lift up their siege tank and so yeah, they're going to need to have some lift still available. As Clem, I think, is going to unsiege and pull back because the Phoenix recalled. Probably one of the best times to do so. Can MaxPax get anything on the chase? Yeah, I mean, so far, not really. Good play from Clem. Really good play identifying what I think was a very good time to start heading back. We're going to see the lifts now. Phoenix lifting for pretty much everything means that not a lot is able to kind of get away. Okay, pretty well handled, to be honest, across the board. MaxPax at least making the most of this and getting a couple of tech units killed off. Very nicely done. Obviously, this game heated up, guys, but it was great to see where everyone was watching from. I did read through them in the chat while talking, so hello everyone around the world. Yeah, it was very cool. Usually, I would have, you know, if this game was chill for another couple minutes, we would have read them out, but we're too far gone now. Thank you so much, though, to SJF Sub, who drops not just a gifted sub, but a tier 2 gifted sub to the chat. Gonna hit Mindy Crossing. Thank you so much for the generosity on the gifted tier 2. Much appreciated. Thank you for supporting the stream in the Starcraft. Hell yeah. I've actually just been working this morning on a new tournament for October. We're just gonna call it. You guys are gonna love this one. I really let it go when it comes to the name for this one. You guys know us. We've been getting very creative with the tournament names and everything. And this one, honestly, I think it's great. I'm super happy to announce WardiTV October. Yeah, you heard it. WardiTV October. Yeah, I know. Who uses the month for their tournament name? Yeah. Because there'll never be Octobers ever again. This is it. This is my one time we're running Wardi. Unless next year we run WardiTV October 2. Yeah, so we're going to have a little $1,000 tournament over the next couple of weeks. I've already got some confirmed players, including Rogue, Zaun, Solar, Shin as well. Some few of the players we've been really enjoying watching over the week in this tournament. So I'll keep you guys up to date. Showtime Spirit, I'll keep you guys up to date if anyone else confirms throughout the course of today. But that'll be coming up over the next couple of weeks. You think WardiTV October 2s are really powerful? Should we skip straight to that one? Yeah. Next year, I'm actually going to be... next year, I'm going to be like, it's WardiTV October 3. Because no one will remember that this one was the first one. They'll be like, oh, Wardi just randomly runs October tournaments. Well, we have CLEM and MaxPax. They've not replied yet because I think they're playing, but... Yeah. I knew you guys would like the name of that one. I really woke up and chose creativity today, you know? Look, more time spent organizing the tournament, less time spent thinking of names. And I'm sick of doing WardiTV summer and ending in fall, or fall and ending in winter, and people taking the... Like, at least this one's going to be done in October, and if it's not, then my schedule's completely fallen apart. If you were in charge, it would be WardiTV Pumpkin Ghosts and spooky stuff. Since Halloween is in the month, but also Canadian Thanksgiving. We should just start naming our tournaments like people name drinks, you know, like WardiTV Pumpkin Spice Latte. You know, just name it like after this. Just give it a drink name or something. The WardiTV Pumpkin Spice Invitational. There you go. That's how we do it. I figured it out in the end. We got that. It takes a couple of iterations to get the perfect one. WardiTV October 25 for next year? That almost makes too much sense. Well, I'll put down the ideas in the calendar though, guys. Wardi, is it true that you're coming to Epic LAN? It is true I'm going to Epic LAN. Yeah, making my first LAN appearance in like 3-4 years or something. It's been a hot second, to be honest. So SCV's going down, a little bit of harass from MaxPax. You know, this game really stabilized. Sorry, I went off on a little bit of a tangent and stuff, but the game has just kind of slowed down and started to stabilize a little bit, right? So let's see. Vikings gonna fire up. A couple Phoenix begin to go down. Damage being done as we have the bio gonna continue to gather together. Medivacs coming in. Vikings gathering. Fuse units stimming across toward the main base. Lazar is just going to get warped in here, and MaxPax is going to begin to make a play towards this mineral line. So, honestly, MaxPax is the one that's making all the plays. I mean, it's been kind of chill, but when we have seen stuff happen, it's been MaxPax attacking and finding successful kills and damage being done. WardiTivy's here to try and help the defense as these Zealots going to get reinforced by another round of Zealots. I mean, that's a lot of Zealots in this main base. Obviously, MaxPax believes he has enough to make this work out. He's charging forward here, stop to deal with the WardiTivy's choked up now. The Phoenix are going to make an appearance. If they could get in and lift the Ghost, that would be incredible, but I just don't think there's quite enough there to really make that work. So I think we are going to get halted for the moment, but I think we're going to have ourselves generally, overall, pretty good vibe to be working from MaxPax. I like that he's been able to kind of get out there and deal some damage. Obviously, we're cheering for MaxPax to win this game, right, guys? We want to see this series guaranteed go to at least 4 maps. MaxPax tying it up already would be great. I love CLEM. I think CLEM's my favorite to win it all today, but it'd be great to see MaxPax tying it up and just giving us as many games as possible. As we have our units just going to dive on in. A couple of shots coming down. The Vikings going to shoot, and the Phoenix is going to go down as well. Army coming across, just going to be seeing the Ghost continuing through. Starport coming in. 2 barracks coming up. Oh, Disruptor shot coming across as well. Bio coming in and grabbing a Disruptor. As we do have ourselves the couple of Immortals coming up as well. That Disruptor shot just to try and zone. Saves that Immortal for half a second. If there was a Prism there, maybe we could have done it. But the Prism's busy getting killed in the main base. That warping does not go off. And obviously that's pretty bad for MaxPax. Getting chased over here. I tell you what, that army's low HP from CLEM, heavily overstun, but not really anything to take advantage of that. No Storm, no Colossus. Not really anything at all. There's a few Archons, but how are they ever going to close the distance to hit that? You pretty much just don't, right? Like, that's not going to happen, so... Darkshrine coming up on the side of MaxPax, getting that next stage of harassment ready for himself as CLEM readies to go in towards the 4th base as well. Obviously trying to re-establish here as MaxPax did get pushed away in the end. But yeah, it's definitely been able to slow CLEM down a lot as we have the Medivacs realizing they'd been spotted. Kills off that Observer, but now going to have to cancel their journey across the map. They're going to be grounded again for a little bit, and unfortunately they get grounded in a hostile area. As the disruptors start firing at that group of units right away, Clem splits this army and decides to try and come in maybe from the 2 angles here. Command center moves across, just going to land on that upper right-hand side as well. It's going to pop that down into place. 2-2 upgrade still on the way in, about halfway done. Disruptors coming up as well. And ourselves, the +1 ship weapons continue to come through. Command center coming up. It's going to be seen at Bio is on the way as our Forge. Just going to get taken down there also. Just going to grab that right from the get-go here. A few units going to recall across. Just going to step up as the Marauder taking some damage. Again, +3 attack, Prism speed, continuing to build up for the moment. All of that coming through. These Zealots are going to get to that upper right-hand corner. So they're going to get to the top right. We've got the +1 ship weapons halfway done. Another scan coming down. And the Medivacs here continue to go moving about for now. Bio and Vikings and Medivacs gathering up. Again, we move forward. Going to get an observer there straight away. Disruptor shot fires through as well. As the Disruptor shot fires in once more, Marauder's going to get struck as we just take a stim through. It's going to be seeing these Disruptors continue to take damage as the Medivacs going to load up a couple of units. Well, Bio still stepping forward. Battery goes down. Robo facilities getting picked away. Disruptor shot there will not quite connect. Tank's in great position, man. Clem's army is just terrifying. MaxPax with 90 probes means that he couldn't really ever let a fight happen on his side of the map because he's never going to get a chance to really reinforce properly before Clem is just in position dealing too much damage, I think. Let's see, as he does engage from all sides, if there's going to be a fight that wins it for MaxPax, this would be it. The full 360 surround, units from left, right, and top. I guess they didn't come from the bottom, but we'll let him off for that one. I mean, great fight is actually going to go a long way to helping it now. Clem's final units being chased. Those couple Phoenix are scary. I'd actually say to MaxPax, take well care of those because they could have absolutely guaranteed the chase down on these Medivacs. Now they will have a little bit of a better shot of getting away than what was going to be the case originally. I mean, they actually all go down. Clem is going to get fully cleaned up. MaxPax has got a drop on the left side to deal with, but a Warpin will deal with it. And the supplies even out. What a defense from MaxPax. That is what we call a hold. And these two are playing some excellent Starcraft 2 against each other today. I am loving it. What a high-level series already. Second game, I mean, first game was fantastic. Second game here is delivering too. MaxPax was kind of going to die in this one, I'm pretty sure, with what happened early and everything, but not happening for the moment. Hey, Walgran, thank you so much for the Tier 3 resub, by the way, on the 61 months. I love the suggestion from chat, by the way, to run the WardiTV October event not in October. I was thinking, what if we just do a donation goal? Twitch chat can pick the month name of the tournament. Like, it'll happen in October, but if you wanted me to call it WardiTV August or July, let's do it. How often would I look? Just how many times would I have to completely explain that? I actually think I'd go crazy explaining that every single time I say the tournament name throughout an event. I was trying to calculate like how many times I have, like at least 50 plus. Anyways, back to the action here as Medivacs are all restrained from being on the map. It's MaxPax who's once again the activity moving around. Got the barrel coming through as Zealot gets picked off. We are going to see ourselves +3 weapons coming through, and the +2 ship weapons coming up as well. That advanced ballistics is also coming through. Just gonna fight. Just gonna be seeing the Bio gonna commit in. A couple of Liberators coming forward. Another Marine just going to get grabbed as well. Medivacs load up, and we do continue to retreat away for now. Just pulling back out of this so far. I will unload. Just going to be seeing a couple of these probes start to drop EMP to stop the recall. But units are walking across pretty quickly, so MaxPax will rotate in time to protect this location. What a huge deal that is. Continuing to keep that up and alive is obviously absolutely huge and critical, so that's an amazing part of that as well. Well defended. As the Medivacs continue to loop out over the left-hand side. Again, Colossus, Disruptors, the Archon, the Stalkers gathering up as well. This Medivac force continuing down the left, heading toward the main base as we speak. A couple of Zealots will take some shots as we go. As we continue to commit through for the moment, so we continue to move across the map as we just have ourselves a jump onto this. Couple of Disruptors going down. Next Disruptor shot comes across as well. Gonna dive forwards here. Disruptor's gonna take some more shots. I mean, dropping the main base, that's where the recall will be used. That's not a lot of units. That's 8 Colossus and a group of Stalkers. That does not defend this, especially not when the Colossus thinks he's a Zealot. Charging on in there before anything else. Gets taken out immediately. Well, this is where MaxPax falls apart. We've had a great game here. I think MaxPax, for all the great movement that he's done, has just let it slip. And just like that, Clem's going to start making this look like it was never really close at all. I don't think MaxPax's army was necessarily in the best place, but it should have never died as easily as it did here. This is just Clem out-splitting him and making MaxPax make mistakes across the board there. GG's, and Clem is going to take game 2. No, MaxPax! We needed you to win to guarantee us at least 4 maps of this first series today. What are you doing, bro? Not like this. Not like this. Alright, guys, we're going to take a moment here. Get ready for game 3 in a couple. Get ready to go into more action. Oh, we just got Patreon payment. Oh, it's the start of the month, isn't it? It's the start of October. I completely forgot. I was like, why am I getting Patreon money? I was like, oh, nice. That's some guaranteed tournament prize pool money. That's the sort of thing that funds that WardiTV October. If you guys do enjoy the tournaments, do consider supporting the channel. All the usual places. So we will just take a second here to get into Site Delta. I didn't forget it was October. I forgot it was like the start of October because I've literally just been doing my taxes, so in my head I know the date that every single payment of things comes in. So I saw the Patreon payment. I was like, whoa, doesn't that usually come in on the 5th of the month? And I was like, holy, it is the 5th of the month. You know? I felt like an absolute gamer, by the way. I don't know if I talked about this on stream, but I completely Excel spreadsheeted my taxes so that I basically, what usually takes me like 4.5 to 5 hours of going through all my PayPal payments for the year, I basically made, and like reformatting it to fit like my taxes stuff, I basically made it now only take like 2 hours, probably a little less, because I decided to write like a line, well, like basically a single formula that was slightly edited across 6 columns. Saved me so much time. And I'm just sat there like, why didn't I do this 5 or 6 years ago? Like, this is not newfound knowledge to me. I just opened it up and I was like, huh, instead of like copy pasting this number into the correct column based on what it says in that column, why didn't I just tell Excel to do that? And I was like, why did I, like, why did my brain decide to think of this in 2024 and not in any of the years prior? You know, what made my brain just be like, you know what, no, I cannot actually be bothered to do that much work this year. Let's be smart about this. Can't my brain do this more often? Another couple of years, my brain's probably going to have some genius idea on how to do, like, you know, automate some more tournament organizing. I'm going to be like, oh my god, I've literally could have saved 3.5 years of my life if I'd done this before StarCraft 2 was dead. StarCraft 2 is not dead, guys. Just got to join you on the meme, right? Top left, blue Protoss player is MaxPax. As in the bottom right, our red Terran player is Clem from Team Liquid as we get going into game number 1. No, it's not game number 1. It's game number 1 of the comeback. How about we call it that? Game number 3 of this best of 5, but game 1 of the comeback as MaxPax looks to take his first map of the series and start to bounce on back into this battle. Love to see it. Nexus drops in over on the edge, just going to get that going straight away as well. Just going to bring that through here as we get settled into our third map. So Engineering Bay block is successful to force the Nexus out of location. And we'll now have that SCV return home, happy with what he's achieved. He threw a big old building down in the wrong place, and it was a pain in the butt for the aliens who... You would think Protoss with the ability to warp in and stuff would just be able to be like, oh, an Engineering Bay where we want to build? Let me just do some Protoss magic or whatever they call it, some shenaniganry. There's a new word for you. And let's just like teleport the Engineering Bay somewhere else. Wouldn't that be a great Protoss mechanic? Terran Engineering Bay blocks, they just teleport the Engineering Bay like onto the Terran's natural. Or like the main mineral line, like all the SCVs get blocked by that. Now that would be Protoss really utilizing that technology in the correct way. You know, people keep asking for new Protoss units and things. Maybe that's the change that we need. Oh my god, what if Protoss could actually move structures? What if you had like a missile turret and you just like, Protoss is just like, I'm gonna move your missile turret elsewhere, and then the DTs kill everything. Oh my god. That'd be wild. Probably a little bit overpowered, probably extremely broken, but, you know, be fun. It might not even be completely broken, but probably be completely stupid. I should be in charge of balance, yeah. The WardiTV balance patches would be so good. I don't even know why I would suggest to make it completely ridiculous. Off the top of my head, I actually can't outside of teleporting buildings, to be honest. Make the Colossus blink like a stalker. Look, everyone was skeptical when they said DT blink. But look at them now. DT blink's great. Everyone loves it. Well, apart from when you have to play against it, but, you know. The idea of it's very fun. Great defense here. Kills one Hellion, lifts the other with the Phoenix, takes away the one-shot potential. Just needs to actually kill off one of these Phoenix, and that's what we're going to do now. As the second Phoenix shows up. Perfect. Great defense, honestly. 2 probes going down, but it cost CLEM 3 Hellions. I think MaxPax is very okay with that, especially when his initial base placement is obviously, you know, drawn apart, because obviously he's got that third base so far out from everything else. So, yeah, I think that's a great setup. Heroes coming up. Phoenix and the Warp Gate continue to come in. We've seen our Siege Tank, Viking, Marines all continue to produce as well. So we bring all of this up and ready as the Hellion continues back into the center of the map to get set up once again here for the moment. What if Banes could combine to make one giant Baneling that can one-shot structures? Isn't that what Banelings just do anyway? 17 of them roll at a base and it just disappears. They don't have to combine. They already do this. We just give it like 5 times the health actually, so it can't be denied by a Widowmine. Okay, there we go. That's what it needs. Okay. This game is gonna get a little bit complicated because CLEM has made his way around that Phoenix force, and so he's just gonna siege up on the natural location, and MaxPax is gonna be caught completely unprepared. He's got 2 Stalkers and 2 Zealots. Another Phoenix about to pop. There's not a lot of units from CLEM, but it's a scary group of units from CLEM. That's the issue. As, yeah, MaxPax is obviously just picking his moment to go. He will have multiple lifts available. Let's see. As, like I say, it's not a lot, so you can lift up a good chunk of it right away. Trying to make sure the Zealots and the Stalkers do their job on the ground to get rid of the units that are shooting away at the Phoenix. A couple of Vikings are annoying as well. We've only lost 1 Phoenix so far. Honestly, so far, this has been a pretty good defense from MaxPax. Not loving this part as much because the Phoenix went off on a way. Where the Phoenix at, yo? They're just AFK off to the side. I mean, I guess there's not a lot of energy left on them, and they're regenerating some shields, so maybe that's just them being sensible, but... Yeah, okay, honestly, very good defense from MaxPax. You look at what he lost in the end. 2 Stalkers, a Zealot, and a Phoenix. Pylon. Like, I mean, he cleaned out double tank, he cleaned out double Cyclone. This was a lot of value from CLEM lost out here, and he invested into all those Vikings early to try and help with this push. It's nice to have the Viking count growing up against the Phoenix a little bit, but, like, you don't typically want it to be, like it's not going to be, like, immediately useful now, I say, as it now shoots down a Phoenix. Well, that's just a mistake from MaxPax, getting too aggressive for the fact that there's a bunch of Phoenix there. That should have been much more, or taken a little bit more slowly, basically. Next, you have a Pylon coming in, again, a Simulator coming up. Our Temple Archives and our Gates continue to come through, too, so we just continue to get that all on the go. I don't know why I'm breaking this song 7 minutes into a game of Starcraft 2. Sometimes you just gotta add some musical effects, you know. Let the words sink in. Just add some ambience to the game. Kind of gateway up, charge and storm. Very different style from MaxPax to what we've been seeing him play with that Colossus being the focus up until now in this series. So a very different approach here for this game number 3. We do have a couple of barracks from CLEM, obviously about halfway done this. They continue through as well. Just going to have ourselves Stimpack, Combat Shield, and +1 coming up. The Widowmine shot there on the Phoenix is good. And we have ourselves a Robo Facility, not far from being finished either. Just trying to get that completed and online. bring that through as the SCVs will move toward the third base. Just going to bring that straight across. Get ready to drop that one down right away. Here's just going to have ourselves the storm coming up. Let's do attack coming in. And we get settled here for a little. Oh, what's up, bot? Lock. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much indeed for using your Prime on the channel. You've got a Prime sub available. Use it now. Just announcing a new WardiTV event as we speak. So, yeah, help support Starcraft 2. We want to run as much Starcraft as we can in this off-season of SC2. While there's not much else going on, we want to make sure there's as much Starcraft 2 as possible happening, so do consider supporting. We greatly appreciate it, as we do have units pressing forward here. Archons, Zealots, and Phoenix stepping through. The Zealots going to step up as well. Wouldn't mind shots going off. Big storms. Oh my god! Massive storms all across the bio units. MaxPax does insane damage with those storms. CLEM forgetting what a split is for a moment or two, and he just backs away through them all. In the end, the numbers from MaxPax might wane a little bit at the very end of this fight, but those storms carry him hard. It's tough right now because it's like you kind of want to keep going, but then you actually don't really have any units. The reinforcements coming from a long way away. These two Archons are putting some serious work in. My fear is that these Archons, if they go down, we're going to lose a lot of the splash that's been doing well for you, but it does not matter. The storms initially were good enough, and boy did they have to be, because if they were any worse, you would have seen CLEM cleaning up there and pushing this back, but that does not happen. GG's, and we have a series on our hands as MaxPax will fight back in the series. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Ruffalopolis, thank you so much for the 15-month resub. Welcome back. Really appreciate the resub today, mate. Thank you so much for, like I say, supporting the stream, supporting the tournaments that we run, content that we cover, and all the rest of it. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for supporting. Be like Ruffalopolis, guys. Not only can you sound as cool as that, but you can also look good with a little W badge next to your name in the Twitch chat. Hit that sub button today. Every sub will... I'm trying to think how to sell out without having to do anything here. Every sub, I will clap. One clap. So if you guys work together, you might even get a round of applause out of me. Imagine that, getting applauded by the streamer. Wow. That doesn't happen every day, let me tell you. I don't think I've ever applauded Twitch. I probably have. Please, asterisk next to that one. Please do not take that as factual. I do not have a track record of when I have applauded chat in the past. As we are going into Alcyone, I'm chatting shit because I'm just feeling the energy. And apparently when I feel the energy, words just keep on running out of my mouth. You used your resub at the beginning of the stream? Didn't see you resub slowly. Didn't... Oh, you really did. You actually did resub for 6 months at tier 1. For 75 months. Wow. I completely ignored that. Holy shit. Wow. I must actually see your name and just think that's not important. That is what I take from that. I must actually just see your name and decide that that does not matter at all. Top right-hand corner of the map, our blue Protoss player is going to be MaxPax from Psystorm as we get into a little bit more of an aggressive game, because we have a proxy coming up from our Terran player who leads this series 2-1 at the moment. In the bottom left-hand side from Team Liquid, we have CLEM. And yeah, CLEM is going to go proxy and on the map, so as Probe is going to be scouting, but there is a barracks at the 12 o'clock location. And like I said, that's what CLEM is going to be hanging on to as he gets himself set up here for these early stages and gets ready to roll. The assimilator coming online. Again, a couple of refineries and the barracks coming up also. Can't wait to see Rogue cheesing MaxPax out of the lowers. Rogue played a fun series against MaxPax the other day, to be fair. He kind of died to Adepts. If he didn't die to Adepts, that would have been an even better series, so maybe we can hold on hope for something like that. bunker building up on the front. Probe is going to go nibbling. SCV will take some shots. Cybercore about to complete. Now pylon finishing. Max is about halfway done. The Stalker coming up. And factory halfway done from CLEM. We'll drop a little pylon down. The Reaper is going to go running about. 1 shot. 2 shots. 3 shots. 4 shots. You know what 5 shots means? It means the probe dies. So yeah, probe will fall. And as the Reaper obviously very close. And now we're going to go into the concussive shells. That SCV is going to finish the bunker. That is huge. We even save the SCV. And if you get Marauders in this bunker, that's going to be absolutely brutal. We already put some pretty decent damage out onto the battery. However, the bunker is going to salvage. Go on, MaxPax. Cancel the battery. Oh, no, the battery's already finished. He's not going to get baited into doing anything then. I mean, still, though, Concussive Shell Marauders, Hellions can be a pretty scary attack. Guess we'll see what's going to come out of this. Marauders out right now. Concussive Shell is done. I assume we're going to wait for some Hellions to kind of get going on this. The Stalkers are going across the map, though, because MaxPax doesn't know what the follow-up is. He's presuming that that barracks is flying home. Now he sees the Hellion gets a couple of shots on it. Well, CLEM's going to say, okay, well, if you're out on the map, that means you don't really have anything over here. And he's going to go take advantage. He's going to force an instant recall, probably. As the Hellion, the Marauders step up. So see, we do have the battery, but you're going to need units to still make use of that battery, right? And we got ourselves a single Stalker right now. It's not looking pretty, and I actually think 3 Marauders, I was going to say, can probably do well against the Stalker, but actually is going to go after the battery instead. And now you got 3 Stalkers versus 3 Marauders. Well, that is going to be okay for the Stalkers, especially as another Stalker shows up. We're going to lose a few probes in the process. It's going to be another Stalker dead here, though. Even with only 1 Marauder left, yes, the damage per shot is going to go down, but you still have the Hellions kind of showing up as well. Good micro, though. And MaxPax is going to keep that Stalker alive, and Clem's just going to say a GG because he's only just started his command center, and this did not do enough damage, and so we are just going to go to game 5! Just like that, Clem gets out of the game, and MaxPax is going to make this a 5-game series. What a swing of events, because it felt like Clem has been dominating some of these longer games, and now all of a sudden, you get stormed in game 3, you get aggressive and cheesy in game 4, and you are back to being 2-2, and it's anyone's for the taking here. In this winner bracket finals, one map will decide who gets to go straight to the grand finals and get to start up 1-0 in the lead as well. Obviously, as a benefit when you get to that grand final later today as well, so that's a nice bonus to keep in mind as we get ready for this next final game of this series. Coastal River coming up. We have not accepted the lobby, so we'll take another moment or two to actually get into this. Yeah, map lead in the grand finals if you win this, but also just not having to go through Rogue, which, yeah, you know, I don't think... I think both these players are favored against Rogue. That doesn't mean that you want to go out there and play another full best of 5, though, right? Get your win, start up 1-0 in the best of 7 grand finals, and just be there already. Just, that's it. You're good for the day, right? You are set and rolling. Ready? Getting cold here. We get ready to kick this off. Yeah, definitely worth just getting straight through the grand finals, guys. No point playing around in the lower bracket. So MaxPax and CLEM go to game 5, so going the full distance here. Came into this event a little bit questionable on MaxPax just because he had a rougher go of it last week when we were doing our own tournament. But he's shown us that that is not mattering right now as we get going on Ghost River in a couple of moments. In the top left-hand side of the map, we are going to go to our Protoss player who now has all of the momentum behind him in this series. In the red from Storm Gaming, we have MaxPax. In the top right, our blue Terran player, we have Team Liquid's CLEM. Well then, comes down to this to see who advances straight to the grand finals. Who's going to play that extra best of 5 against Rogue in the lower bracket to fight for their life? Okay, coming up, getting set up. Pro's gonna come nibbling SCV, taking some damage. Once again, engineering bay block. Good again. Not really a map you want to go and build the natural elsewhere on. So MaxPax just gonna wait out, kill this off, rebuild, or not rebuild, but build a nexus in the natural location. Get that on the go. Practice halfway done, the reactor is on the way up, SCV continues into play. Bring that online. There's a couple of SCVs. We'll continue to move around for a little bit. The command center already dropping into the main base. So going to be seeing that first expansion of the game from CLEM going to go, like I say, in the main. A little bit of safety instead of just building it outright on location. Nothing wrong with a little bit of safety being added into play. I think that's absolutely fine to run by. As our starport comes up from CLEM as well, so getting that underway, the CC coming up, getting all of that going. Ends up going to fire across Twilight Council, the next is coming through, and Wolfgate coming in, the gateway continue to build. I see a couple of probies coming out as well, so all of that continues to come up here. Don't mind chilling out in the main base. Adept gonna cancel its shade. Again, the Twilight Council not far from finishing up, and the gateway, the Wolf Gate, all continue to be brought in for the moment. Adept on the natural, just gonna be hanging about again. Gate coming up. The robot facility will start. The mine and the Marines moving out a little bit. Again, the blink coming through. The Wolf Gate is going to be finishing in a moment. And the medevac just loading up. The Widow Mine and 6 Marines come across the map. So Widow Mine and 6 Marines going to start out to the upper left-hand side. There's going to be that little Adept moving through underneath in the middle of the map as well. Adept just continues to shade over. Mine burrows, Marines gonna get a shot. He's seen a few stalking in the corner moving about as well. Now Marines turn onto that pylon. Widowmine's gonna try to go for the probe. Now Widowmine reburrows and is gonna get the probe in the end anyway. So that unburrow reburrow doesn't really change much of this. Keeps the Sorgers busy for a second longer perhaps, which means the Marines have more chance to deal damage towards the natural, as that medevac is gonna be able to sit in the corner now and just wait out these next few moments. MaxPax on the 4 gates of Blink Stalkers. We've not seen this in the series yet, so mix it in the final game. And can this really kind of go-to build order for MaxPax carry him big time in this game number 5 right here? Can he close out this series and complete the reverse sweep against the world champ? Prism coming over. Obviously, again, it's frustrating for MaxPax. He wants to throw everything at CLEM, but There's that medevac behind the mineral line, which means he can't throw everything, but that should also keep Clem from being kind of as set up at home. As Clem starts to move forward, if I'm MaxPax right now, I'm like, okay, please do keep on moving forward. Here these Marines unloading again, and we're actually just going to continue to unload. The warping continues, though. Blink, and the medevac will go down. I probably should have just committed for a couple of pros, but hard to know. I think he probably was not wrong in thinking there was a chance to get away there. A little bit of a quicker decision to lift back up, and you would have been fine as well. So just momentary hesitation costing you a medevac as MaxPax sets to see what he can do with a few more Stalkers warping in. Obviously, you've not really seen these do too much yet. Now, his units from across the map can come across as well, though, because the medevac died. So this is going to be absolutely most amount of Stalkers he can have here. And they are going to go toward the natural to begin with. Bunker and a couple of depots there, not ready yet. Siege tanks. Well, first tank on the low ground will go down, but the tank on the high ground is obviously in a very safe spot. That will live, but as the tank on the low ground goes down, there's not a lot to really zone these Stalkers anymore, so they're going to be able to start swinging away on the natural location very comfortably here. Tanks firing. Third tank going to show up. Going to siege down the high ground, probably move this tank on the low ground a bit further forward. Now if you blink in, you're going to be taking 2 tanks of damage. Not sure if that's great, right? As we do see a lot of Stalkers going down very quickly. The Viking going down as well, though, so no chasing of that Prism available anymore. That will not happen as the Stalkers continue to fire away. 9 SCVs killed. I think Clem is in a little bit of trouble right now as MaxPax has a third base finishing up behind this. Blinks forward again here. Is going to get another siege tank. MaxPax is going to see Clem replacing that immediately, though, but is it enough? I mean, he can go for that tank again if he would like to, but Stalker count has been reduced, and that's obviously a big deal as we now try and position into the main base for some damage. We're going to give up this tech lab starport, move it away. Probably doesn't want to be on the tech lab anymore anyway. As this siege tank in the main base survived a little bit, the SCV repair there helping. Rotor about to pop. We're halfway to stim. Not exactly ideal, and if you lose any more space in the main, very possible that that stim pack goes down as well. So this is definitely a scary few moments. Liberator siege on the other side of the map, and probes will begin to fall. 2, 3, 4 workers going to go down immediately as the Stalkers finish off a depot. Again, stim about to finish. +1 attack coming through. Stalkers back into the natural. Tank will siege. Just going to be seeing our units still moving about a little bit as well. Stalkers going to get shot at. Tank fire is good. Stalkers will continue to go down, getting cleaned up for the moment. So that will be dropping as we have the charge, the Stalkers, the gateways, and the forge all continue to come out. We have got the Stalkers again. Just going to fire up and going to go pick off the Vikings. Just going to take that down as well. Fire steps up. First Stalker already going down. Again, additional gateways and charge, etc. come through also. Clem is holding on, but he's down a lot of workers now. 16 workers down in this game. Starts up with 3rd CC. This is where things should look a bit better for him because he's got some of those bio upgrades, but so many hurt SCVs as well. I mean, one SCV there died just to a single shot. Those are the kind of things that add up and really do kind of suck for you. As you can see again, the +1 attack coming through, the charges coming in. Combat shield and +1 attack upgrade continues by. Two more barracks coming up as well. A couple of widow mines will also be a part of this, so we get that rolling. Stalkers coming to the front there. Prism still set up. I mean, MaxPax taking a 4th base behind all of this as well. So that's just going to put him into an even better spot here, as obviously the worker count is good. The 4th base coming online. Army supplies are similar, and obviously one thing MaxPax doesn't really have much of is tech. 2 sentries, an immortal. I mean, other than that, Stalker's Zealot when the Colossus on the way. It's not a lot. So right now, if Clem can force a straight up fight, his army's probably actually a little bit better. Depending on how many Zealots there is. I mean, there's a point where there's just too many Zealots. The Prism is going to go down. No! Okay, Clem is going to get it. I was going to say he wasn't paying attention initially, but yeah, he gets it. The Zealots die easily. And that's great, because now Clem doesn't have to worry. Back at home, he can actually just focus on going across the map as MaxPax going to jump on this immediately. Widow Mine shots going off, splashing the Zealots down. The tank's not going to last very long. Oh my god, MaxPax just has so much. As Clem is not going to be able to contest with that, really. A couple more Widow Mines might help you out, keeping those Zealots at bay. There's also the issue they're just so tanky, and it's not a large enough Terran army to really just chew through any number of zealots quickly, so they do hold up for a long time. And +1 attack, the Southern Thumberland's coming up, the Dark Shrine going to be coming through as well. We've seen the DTs really be a go-to for MaxPax as this series continues. The DTs have become necessary to really play into the later stages. As the Bio swings up the left-hand side, going to go jump on that Nexus. That's going to be a recall instantly as the battery goes down. You do see the Medivacs loading up, and they're going to scoot on out of here for the moment.
Game paused.
I love the PP question mark, but apparently lag going on. I mean, this is the... I mean, we didn't see it, so this is just the players feeling it, so... Some lag from one of our obs. I'm going to presume it's probably not me on the European server. It looks pretty good at 19 ping. As yo, Greg Balo, thank you so much for the 9-month resub. Beautiful time to sub, just we, need something to say during the downtime. As though we're going to resume. If none of the casters are going to own up to lagging, we're going to get back to it.
Game resumed.
Now, these two Medivacs continue to escape away down to the south a little bit. Bio sets up on the far right. A couple of Zealots are going to move through. The SCVs are going to go get jumped on. And that Ghost Academy about halfway done with the starboard still coming by. Bio still trying to push up as MaxPax is going to be putting himself onto the third base of CLEM. And so CLEM, the only thing he might be able to do, a little bit of a surround with units that are out on the map. He's going to have Zealots in his natural. There's something else he has to go and deal with. SCVs are going to start dropping, and Clem's not exactly have the economy to deal with that. As we are going to see a little bit of Bio, like I said, out on the map. It's only a dropship or two, though. It's not a lot. Fortunately, the Zealots are not doing too much, but Clem's just going to say GG. That's going to do it. MaxPax is going to complete the reverse sweep and go to the grand finals, as Clem has fallen to MaxPax after a very strong 2-0 start to this series from Clem. It's going to be MaxPax that takes the victory 3-2 in the end. GG's, and that is going to set us off into that next match. Alright guys, well that means that we are now going to have Rogue playing the loser of that series, Clem. So we're going to get ZVT in the lower bracket final. Can Rogue put up a fight against Clem? That is a massive ask. Plain and simple, like that is not going to be easy. Yeah, that's going to be kind of tough, for sure. I'm going to throw a break screen. I've got to sort something out that I've just realized is a bit funky, so I'll see you guys in just a couple moments. We'll be back with more StarCraft very soon. We'll be going into Rogue versus Clem when we come back in just a few, as we get this next best of 5 underway straight after this BRB. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Let's stay tuned to through some ads. Unfortunately, you've been joined back into a Wardy ad. Just going to take a moment, just we have a lot of people here and everything, just to mention obviously the usual stuff, which is this is obviously not a WardiTV tournament, but we are trying to run as many of our own tournaments as possible. We cannot do that without your support. So if you're enjoying the stream, do consider supporting. If you've got a Prime sub, then do consider subscribing with that Prime. If you're feeling super generous, you can gift subs. Regular subs help a whole bunch as well. Anything you can do to help, we're a little bit of a slow, steady push towards 1,000. We're kind of creeping over 800 fairly comfortably. We've got a 2-3 week period before we drop a significant amount of subs. So maybe there's a world where we see 1,000. So if you are enjoying the casting, if you're enjoying the energy, and just enjoying the day, then yeah, consider subscribing if you don't already. Otherwise, obviously, sit back, relax, and keep enjoying the games. One last thing I'll just quickly mention is the Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. If you want to support on Patreon, 100% of pledges actually go directly into tournament prize pools from Patreon. So, for example, today we just received $511 from Patreon. Thank you so much, Patreon pledges. And we'll be putting all of that into a tournament prize pool, plus a little bit more to account for any transaction fees and stuff that go on. So it's probably about $550, $560 that will go into a WardiTV tournament prize pool. It's the exact sort of thing that helps us to run events like the WardiTV October event we've just announced with players such as Zound, Showtime, Hearthstone, Solar, Rogue, etc. So, yeah, that sort of stuff really does help us to keep on making these events. And then, obviously, we make events. You guys get to watch more people get to support. That is how the cycle works. So, TLDR, support if you can. Appreciate it if you do. And help us to keep on making events. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for listening on the sellout section. Surely someone drops one sub in the chat so that the sellout was not a complete waste. Or did I use all those words for nothing? About to find out. We're going in game in a second. It doesn't count once the game starts. It does, but... Alright, we are going to Oceanborn for map 1 of this TVZ. I did not think we were going to be seeing Rogue against CLEM today, to be honest. I thought this was going to be a Rogue MaxPax matchup. I would have been a bit more excited for Rogue MaxPax than I am Rogue CLEM. I'm not sure Rogue CLEM has a lot of hope for Rogue, but I'm going to be very excited if he can pull something off. There's aspects of Rogue CVT that look so good. Aggressive, in your face, some of the run-bys. It's the little things that add up. The quality of the army sometimes, the kind of lack of ability to kind of set up well enough into the mid-game. Just some of the positions that your opponent can take advantage of as well can obviously put you into some tough positions too, I think, a lot of the time. So, a few question marks basically hanging around in terms of that as we get ready to go. Waiting for CLEM to ready up. And we'll be able to kick this off. Get this underway. X1 Brett, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Hell yeah, thank you so much indeed for the Prime. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for supporting the stream today. Thank you. As we get ready to go into Oceanborn. And we will go into this first map of this best of 5 in a second. Countdown is done. Loading screen is on. Hypochondriac, thank you so much for the fresh new subscription as well. Really appreciate it. I'll actually put up a bet for you guys as well. I feel like you're all going to bet on CLEM, but you know what? Why not? Why not? We'll put this bet up, and then maybe someone will remind me to pay out, and then we'll be able to put the next one on going into the finals as well, as Primate drops the 10 gifted subs. Okay, well, that's a way to start off this series. Let's get in game, do some intros, and we'll shout those out properly. As we have got in the bottom right corner of the map, our blue Zerg player. This is Rogue. Top left, red Terran player is going to be Team Liquid's CLEM. Game 1, best of 5 TVZ lower bracket final winner will advance to play MaxPax in a best of 7 grand final. MaxPax will start that series with a 1-0 lead. As we go into this series with CLEM and Rogue. CLEM coming out of that reverse sweep loss to MaxPax. That is a little bit rough and brutal. We'll see if he can get his mental back on track. I'm very excited to see if Rogue has anything in particular planned here. Jumping back to what just happened just before we got into this game, a few subs, a bunch of gifted subs coming in from Primate in the chat, going out to Gabagoob, Vandrad, Row9632145, number. I lost track of the numbers halfway through, sorry. Cheat Arpia, AlEkF9292, Mr. Pusikia, I'm Rick Delf, 12741, Trillgill, and Dr. Spaceman 7997. Thank you so much, Primate, for the 10 gifted subs. And Hypercontract says, thank you for all the content over the years, Wardy. Love your work. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for subbing yourself, mate. Really appreciate it as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Hell yeah. Appreciate it. All right, Rogue Clem in the lower bracket finals, guys. So Clem loses. That's why he's playing again, because he lost. He plays again in the lower bracket finals now. Let's just have ourselves the Ripper coming up, SCV on the way. Command Center Depot coming up, getting set to go. Thanks, sub, says slowly. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate the support. It's been an amazing couple of weeks on the stream, really trying to keep the momentum going. We've had a lot of great events lately. We've been streaming a lot of hours again. Hopefully you guys are feeling it and enjoying it, and just enjoying having consistent WardiTV action back on track. I'm definitely enjoying bringing it to you guys. I really have had a blast the last couple of weeks as our Reaper is going to fire away. A couple of those lings are going to get nibbled and blasted. A little grenade goes down as well to push a few of those over. As Primate going to come in with their own resub as well for the 30 months. Welcome back, mate. I was going to say, I saw you with the 10 gift, and I was like, you don't even have a sub yourself. Surely someone's going to get you. You got yourself. Thank you so much for the 30, mate. Thank you. There's a couple of Reapers continue in. A little grenade or two going down. The Queen getting bopped. The Reapers continue to pull back a little bit. One of these Reapers is super low, but Clem is going to micro well as he comes back in. Daring, isn't he? As he comes back in with those Reapers, he is not afraid to kind of just go and commit and get a little bit more damage than most players might try and find. The Ling speed is building up from Rogue, so we get that Ling speed completed. The drones and the Queen coming up and online. Hatchery coming through as well. Those Reapers will hit that hatch for a few additional moments. And the command center is coming up. The couple of Hellions are still coming around. And our Zerglings moving back out into the top. Gonna go chasing after those couple of Reapers. The Reapers gonna get chased. The Hellions are gonna be there. Help to push those Lings away and keep those out of the equation for the moment. Yeah, a couple of Hellions on the way out. The SCVs are building. The Orbital coming through. Starport is building as well on the side of Clem, so we get that all on the way up. Hellions gonna shoot and hit those that hatchery for a little bit. It's going to get taken out. Just going to be seeing the stim pack starting. 9, 10 drones continue to come in. A Queen continues by as well. Make it a couple of Queens as our group teamers continue into action. Stim pack halfway done. Again, the few Marines still coming about. The SCV is on the way through. It's going to be having those Hellions continuing to get in at the front there. So 4 Hellions and a couple of Reapers continue to come about currently. Queen's firing up some shots. The Hellions get turned the other way. All the command would love to try and get in position there on that third base, trying to get settled. A few Hellions and the Reapers are going to get turned around as well. Well, this TVZ is, I guess it's not really that much slower going than the TVP, but not too much happening early 5 minutes. 2 Lings went down. Obviously, both players playing well, keeping their units alive, not letting anything crazy happen. Clem really made the most out of his first couple of Reapers trying to get a Queen, but that never went to work. There's actually a big supply block for Rogue at a bad time as Clem's moving across the map, so any delay on unit production here could become very costly if you're not careful. So that's definitely one thing to be worried about, is that Marines are going to step up. Hellbat's stepping in. The couple of Reapers are going to get bounced. Queen's taking damage. The Lings coming from the other side. The Hellbats will continue to sit there, and those Lings will be going down. Those lanes just melted. The fact we've got some Hellbats here is huge. Hellbats plus the few Marines to kind of damage them up, and combined, they really do shred there. As now the Lings continue forward, the Hellbat, Marines, and Reapers continuing to back away for the moment. Getting out of there. Once again, the Baneling Nest is coming online. The melee upgrades continue to produce. Now the upgrades continue into play. The burrow's still coming up. Bane Nest is about halfway done. Additional links still coming by as well. Hatchery in production. Factory gonna drop in. I'm gonna drop another refinery into the natural, or into the third base, sorry. So 3 bases. I'm gonna fully set. CLEM put himself in the lead off that previous attack, but he doesn't finish off or anything just yet. He's gonna start dropping around. Let's see if some of these future drops and so on may actually be enough to push Rogue over the edge on this game 1, because already, 16 supply behind. There's definitely a realistic chance that some of these drops could do some serious damage. The good thing for Rogue is he does have fast upgrades. Currently 1-1 to 0-0, and he will have a timing window where he'll be 2-2 to 1-1 as well. So yeah, some parts of this actually very nice, as Medivacs will just have to lift up away from that little bit of Ling Bane, so Rogue continues to play defense. A pretty good defense so far, as our Medivacs load up once more. We're going to step forward. A couple creep teamers going down. The Lings going to come and try and play wrap around here as well. The Lings continue to run in. Marines taking damage. Just going to see the Marines lifting back into the Medivacs, and the Banes showing up there as well. A couple of Widow Mines continuing out as we speak, so bringing all of that through. Marines and Medivacs continuing around the bottom. Infestation Pit coming up. Extra Lings all on the way. Again, 2-2 coming about. The Baneling Overseer. Bit of everything just continues to come in for now. I think Bane comes across. A couple of Banes going to get target fight. No, he jumped away from it. He got some of the Banes, but not all of them. Widow Mine is going to go and jump onto the Queen, as we just have the Medivac still moving about here. Trying to find something. CLEM playing 2 different sides. Eventually, CLEM will probably feel comfortable to bring a larger, kind of one big army onto the map as well. Right now, you get rid of some creep tumors. You just push Rogue back a little bit here and there. Even a grenade going down. Get rid of those Banelings as well. Again, decent target fire. I think he didn't target fire the second, so it did connect on his Marines. Could have been much worse, though, as the Marines now drop into this corner, and these Lings are going to still try and battle through. Marines will continue to stim and trade against as many Lings as possible there, doing everything that they can. Now the Lings are going to go across the map. Widow Mines are going to get burrowed up. Bang, bang, and bang. A bunch of those Lings will start to drop. The Marines continue to kite backward, and a couple more Banelings will get taken out as well. And Ling Bane continuing around on that left-hand side, moving up this left side of the map and figuring out what the next step of this might be. It's going to be actually going for a big commitment here. Rogue does not have that many units, though. I do not think Rogue is... I mean, he might succeed in getting some workers here, but if CLEM, once CLEM cleans these units up, Rogue's going to have basically nothing across the map, because he's going to give up all these units, chasing down SCVs. Don't get me wrong, 12 workers, 13, 14 is nice, but like I say, CLEM is knowledgeable enough in this game to say, right, I see what you've just done. I'm going across the map. I'm going to go put some damage in. I'm going to go fight. I'm not going to chill out at all. I definitely think we can see what CLEM's plan is going to be as our Ling Bane Queen continues into play. The Hive coming up as well. 2-2 is about to finish on the side of CLEM, so just continue to bring that into play. Ling Bane's still moving over. Our Hive is about halfway done. Hydralisks coming through as well. Widow Mines just going to fire up a few more of those Zerglings going down. Widow Mines shots still committing. That's the Ling Bane still moving through, and the Medivac's loading up once again to back away. Hive coming up also. The Libs, Ghosts, and Marines continue to produce. Back and forth just continues. A couple of those Liberators still continuing about as well, so just having CLEM continue to establish tech on the map. 200 supply to 132, and with the teched up army is very likely just to overrun his opponent very shortly. Fire's going to be fighting. Overlord taking damage. And continues to shoot again the feelings. Continuing to fight as we're just going to see our scan coming down again. Effects continue to come through. Just going to have ourselves the Lings continue to come about. Also, the +3 attack, the fusion core coming up. Bane is going to run through. It's going to be seen our bio coming across. The ghosts coming over. We do have ourselves the see the couple of Widow Mines going off as well. Liberator just going to get grabbed there and taken down. Now the rest of this bio ghost going back across the map as the seismic spines is halfway done currently. Again, +1 missiles, +3 carapace. All of that continuing in there. Widow Mine burrows over here. Should target fire the drones, but CLEM does not. So a little mistake from him, right? Could have just been some more damage dealt. And still moving up. CLEM's just going to have way too much, and in the end, Rogue is going to end up GGing out. CLEM will take the first game of this best of 5, looking pretty good across the board, I would say, at the start of this series. He took himself a good lead early. Little things just kept on adding up. Very nicely done. Counting down into game number 2. See what our map's going to be here in just a second and figure out if Rogue's going to maybe have something more planned. I mean, this was him just playing fairly regular, but yeah, I don't know if regular's going to cut it for Rogue against CLEM. Countdown should be going in a moment. It's going to be Dynasty for the second map. This has been a really interesting one. Terrans are kind of meant to love Dynasty for the ease of 3 bases and the power of the pushes they can make on the gold. But Zerg seem to be enjoying some of the abilities to counterattack into that gold when it's mined out a little bit. Some of the chances to play a larger map. It's very interesting. This map, like I say, was almost always an instant veto for the Zergs. Nowadays, not really quite so much, though. Nowadays, not really quite so much as we count down. And we kick this off, we get this into play. Dynasty on the way up. Let's get ourselves into game number 2. As CLEM has already established the lead here with that 1-0 advantage. We'll see if he can make that anything further. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, there's going to be the blue Zerg player looking to bounce back in the series on Dynasty. It is going to be Rogue. Top right, it is going to be our red Terran player representing Team Liquid. We have CLEM. Game 2 of this series then as we get set up. And yeah, yes, questions in terms of just how exactly is this going to play out. Especially wondering if CLEM is going to take the gold, if Rogue is going to take the gold, right? There's definitely a few things you can kind of look at here. Figure those things around. Rallying about, just going to be having ourselves the barracks finishing up in a moment. Second barracks as well. So CLEM's actually going to go 2 racks opening. Some pressure from him perhaps, and then expand to the gold base on the back of the Reapers. Reapers are going to start moving out then, so we will see the first one leading the charge down toward that bottom left-hand side, trying to get set up for the early minutes. We're just going to dive through. It's going to be seeing the drone taking some damage. A few links coming across. We've seen ourselves with that Reaper. It's going to be fine. It's the third hatchery going to start getting some shots at the moment, getting some damage done. And hatchery taking some hits as a couple queens continue over. Another Reaper moving over as well. Just hitting that hatchery, damage being dealt. Just going to be getting some shots off as we are going to have ourselves. Queen's going to fire Reapers, taking some shots too. Just going to be seeing that queen going down. So that's actually nice. CLEM already grabbing a queen here on this initial bit of a defense of Rogue, which is not going as well as he would like it to. It's going to keep the hatchery on the third base alive, but took quite a lot of shots. Obviously, you're down a queen. I'd say that CLEM's pretty content with how things have turned out over the first few minutes. Grenade drops. Gonna be seeing our Ling still chasing. SCV's over toward the gold base. Impact coming through. A few more Marines coming up. Starport on the way up as well. Orbital Command coming up. A drone coming through. The drones and the queens continue to come about. Again, that stim pack is about to be done on the side of CLEM. Medevacs and Marines coming through. The engineering bay getting built. Make a double engineering bay for the moment. As our orbital moves down to the low ground, so that third base continue to come online. We get all of that going here. Nothing's still in the center as the medevacs move toward the bottom left-hand side. It's just going to go journeying out across to the bottom left again. Lag coming through, the Lings and the Roaches all on the way as well, bringing all of that online. Marines will drop off. Maybe a scan, a couple of creep teamers get taken out as well. Just going to be seeing our Lings start to move up as we are going to be seeing one creep teamer going down. Another creep teamer going down. Lings and Queens moving about also, just trying to see what the plan may be. As again, another Rax will finish very shortly. Those Eva Chambers still coming up from Rogue. And himself the chance to play upgrades on the back of his Roaches. I don't hate that this is a Roach game. Something different already. I mean, I think that takes a step in the right direction for where I'm more comfortable with Rogue having a chance to win a game against CLEM. But I do wonder if this is going to be like, we're just going to go 1-1 missiles and hit a big Roach timing. But I'm not sure if that's necessarily the answer either, as obviously these couple of Roaches here trying to harass around. Carapace starts waiting on the second Evo Chamber to be brought into play, just in case we maybe try and go melee and it's just going to be like Ravager Ling. Yeah, it's going to be missiles, so at least Roach Ravager just for the moment. And like I say, the question really is just how many drones to rebuild, but to be fair, already 6.5 minutes in game, we're already going to 67 workers. It's just going to become macro Roach Ravager. That probably leads us into Roach Ravager Lurker eventually. But still need to kind of take some time to get there. Obviously, tech in toward that hive, the Lurker Den, the Hydra Den. Lots of pieces of the puzzle to fit together before we can really make a complete claim as to what Rogue is going to be trying to do. So the hatchery sets up in that top left corner. Another depot just going to come down. The Infestation Pit and Hydra Den both on the way. 11 Roaches in production. Again, 1-1 missile upgrades And that roach speed coming online also here. Back's on the move. We've seen them coming up top. A few Marines gathering together as well. Just going to see our stim in. Well, Roach is already taking some damage. The Viking going down. Medevac's going to get turned away up to the top as well here. This is going to go straight into this mineral line. SCVs are going to get grabbed straight away. The Bioforce coming through as well as 6 SCVs go down, make it 7-8. Now the tanks continue to fire. Another mule drops back into the natural. I mean, CLEM loses some workers to the run by, but overall looking pretty safe. There's the hive on the way up. Oh, Hydrogen. Oh, no, the Hydrogen's there. Yeah. So he is going to just head in towards Lurkers. Roach Ravager into the kind of like Roach Hydra Lurker forces. It's a fine way to play. I do always feel as though it's pretty nice for the Terran to some extent because you're playing against someone who you just need to build tanks against. Like, tanks really cover you against the Roach Ravager phase and the Lurker phase. It's not like Lingbane Hydra where kind of mines can sometimes be very good against the Lingbane portion, but then the Lurkers come up and you kind of don't want mines anymore. But then you also go into tanks and the Lings can kind of still make your life miserable. Like, it's much tougher to balance your army then. Was on 8 racks, but I think realizing what the army composition of his opponent is, he's going to say, okay, 8 racks pushing is not going to work, so let's just use these drops to try and move around the map, get rid of some creep spread, take control a little bit, and then I'm going to build my 4th base instead. CLEM has always been a player who's never been afraid to kind of be 8 racksing, and then be like, you know what, this 8 racks isn't going to cut it, and just build the 4th base. He did that a lot in the past. It was actually one of the cool things about watching CLEM play a lot of the games that he played. Marine's just going to load back up. I'm just going to lift up and move to the top. We got the Medevac's top left-hand corner looking to come back in again, trying to come through once more here. As the Vipers come online, the Groove Spines and the Seismic Spines coming up as well. Lots of range upgrades. Even Vipers with the spellcasting obviously will be a big advantage and a big step in the right direction for Rogue. It puts his army, like I say, a step towards where it really wants to be, kind of into the future of this game as well. So that should also be fairly large positive, as our Marines are going to stim it up, move forward themselves. Tanks coming across here from CLEM, going to be able to get in position and potentially get a siege up in the next few moments. So CLEM's still being aggro. I mean, this is pre-Lurker upgrades, so there is potential, and I mean, especially if we just get sieged up immediately. If Rogue has been spending a lot of his gas on the Lurkers and they're not really fully set to go, this could be CLEM's army looking very scary. Like I say, Ghost Academy's building, so in the future you'll have some Ghosts to help him out, but he's going to kill a base top left. Loads of drops as well from the main base. They're going to come down the bottom. The Medevac's top left there, you can see, are just kind of lurking, waiting for their chance, but they're probably going to get parasitic bombed. And it looks as though at least one will go down. They only had one Marine in. The other that actually did eat the parasitic bomb is going to be healthy enough to probably survive that, but will obviously be hurt for later, as a couple of Lurkers do not even get the chance to take to the field. Infestation Pit falls as well. Tanks just pushing up, and there's going to be another base lost from Rogue, as he has no stoppage against CLEM's units right now. CLEM just keeps on walking on forward, no resistance. Hatchery bottom side is now CLEM's about to make it 3 hatcheries in about 3 minutes. Well, not even 3 minutes, probably in about 30 seconds, but actually this one just lived, as the transfusion and the units coming through to push the lift off. Parasitic bombs, they're going to force the unload once again. Getting a little bit messy, right, as Rogue, his gold base now going to be under fire instead. He's already down to just, well, 4 hatcheries with that gold base not currently mining. So 3 mining bases, a 4th hatchery up, so he has some extra production. But obviously this hatch is so low, it's going to be a target for CLEM, and if you can get rid of it, Rogue is going to struggle, as CLEM did lose a good amount of supply here. It's not like he's still maxed out while Rogue dropped to 130, but he still has a comfortable lead with 157 to 139, suggesting that CLEM's army is absolutely going to be good enough to contest with Rogues, especially as we have the same work account, which is obviously not good for Rogue either, because you're probably expecting CLEM to continue to trade efficiently, and even if not completely efficiently, which he is, by the way, 7k to 11k resources lost, but even then, just CLEM has the mules, so he will be mining more than the Zerg at this point of the game. Rogue is maybe not as good as Dog at playing out the scrappy kind of low eco situations, but it's not like he's unfamiliar to being here. I just don't know if this is the kind of scrappy low eco situation you play out from, because, like I say, it's not... The Terran player has not been included in that portion of the game. You've not done anything to him in this. He killed, what, 8 SCVs in that run by? And it's only been 9 dead in the overall game, so that one run by is all of your worker damage done so far. There's our +3 missiles, and our drones continue to come up. Just having ourselves the Lurkers still lowered up on this high ground. Hatcheries coming through. Ghosts coming online. Three upgrades coming up as well. A couple of crew teamers will begin to get dropped. We're going to see our lurkers, roaches, hydras stepping forward. Greens getting some stims off. Couple snipes lining up as well. Going to hit that queen. It's going to go down. Once she gets taken out, as it has a little bit of damage on it. Supplies are going to even out, but again, Clem now has obviously the ghosts, and he's really done so much damage to Rogue. Rogue stabilizing here is going to be a little bit of a miracle, honestly. Luck is going to be the Ghost get turns around again. It's going to be seeing our Hydras continue to come about. A little parasitic bomb or two coming in. The Medvex getting chased away currently. It's a lot of lurkers going down. It's going to see some bio going forward. Stepping back, a couple siege tanks coming back through also, getting resettled here. We do have Clem. I mean, he's not going to be able to push through. Rogue is going to be able to hold him off for the moment, at the very least. Nice network gets taken out. Just going to have ourselves the 3-3 upgrade still building on the side of Clem. So he brings those up. Ghost +2 vehicle weapons coming in also. Viking's going to hit that Overseer and deal some more damage. Overseer going to get taken down. Unit's still pressing forward. Couple more snipes coming through. The Roach is still taking damage as well. We are going to be seeing lurkers popping out in Clem's natural. So Clem has let this have a chance or two build up here on the side of Rogue, because lurkers in the natural are going to be super fun to deal with. So not denying that night is going to be problematic. Units at the moment absolutely already struggling with this, although no high ground vision, I don't believe. The Overseer's down. No high ground vision actually, so you could just shoot from the high ground onto those lurkers. Could be an easy way to kind of clean them up, as Clem has to pull back and deal with this. The orbital's on fire. A lot of SCVs already lost for Clem as well, so again, just has to go back home and figure this out right now. And get this back on track as our ghosts gather up in the main base. Tanks kind of getting wrapped around by a few Zerglings there. One tank going down. Next tank just about surviving. He's going to fire up a couple of snipes going to be coming through. The Lurk is going to take some big hits. So just going to be seeing a bunch of those Lurkers going down. I'm just going to get across. Just going to be seeing the Medivacs loading up, and they're going to retreat away. These Lurkers still here, really showing you how powerful this position is. Clem's on an eco problem. Army supply is fine. Probably would have liked to have it a bit higher, but only 52 SCVs left. Not much of a bank in play. He's going to get across here and hit this gold base, which is actually being mined from both sides. The Overseers all getting taken out. Now, that's actually kind of expensive. It may not seem it, but Overseers do not come freely. That's quite a lot of gas that just got sniped out of the sky, like 600 plus. Still chilling here, just going to be seeing another scan coming down. That knight is on the move for a moment. is going to step forward. He's going to be seeing those SCVs in some trouble as the planetary fortress is going to take a bit of a beating. Rogue. An interesting moment because he's actually getting engaged from both sides. A lot of the lurkers in the back not joining in. Because Clem's kind of fighting top and bottom, the fact that Rogue's army is spread out left through right of the map is actually not good for him. A lot of the time it's good to have depth, but Clem wasn't really attacking right to left. He was, like I say, enclosing from top and bottom there, so he didn't really see the rest of the lurkers come into play. That makes that a bit of a better fight for Clem than it maybe should have been. Another Nidus in his natural, though. Clem is losing control of this game, guys. I mean, his economy is not good enough to keep up with this, and while his army supply is good, he can only really rebuild a few times here and there, bits and pieces. It's not even rebuilding, like, he's not even getting maxed out. And Rogue has enough troop spread and kind of infrastructure around the map, I think, to pretty much just guarantee that he won't die. He's building 9 more lurkers too. Like, he just won't die before he spends more money to rebuild units, right? Yeah, lurkers still coming up. +2 melee coming through. The Ling Hydra gonna open up a set of rocks here on the top side. Marines gonna stim about. Ghosts fusing on through. +2 melee going to be finishing up shortly. A couple Lings in the hatcheries all coming up. The army still pressing forward. And that +2 melee going to be coming in from Rogue in a moment. Nidus network building as well. Biocanal coming in from a couple of different sides, trying to see what else we can do. Gonna see the bio on the bottom, just gonna come through and jump onto that hatchery as well. Lurker's gonna burrow up again. Just gonna see the siege tank still dropping. We do have ourselves a couple of ghosts, marines, marauder. Still trying to build up from Clem. He's continuing to make a pretty good defense of it, but the problem is his main base is getting exposed now. A little counterattack here is actually getting rid of a lot of the Lings that are showing up defensively, so that might be able to continue through. Ghosts turn out to be very good against Lings. Well, we knew that. Usually you don't see that many Lings sent in on repeat, basically, as we are going to see a single Hydra mixed in there now. The Lings on the better surrounders are good enough. Hard to see, but the Ghosts there are going to hold that ground for a little bit before Clem lifts up. He's still on an army supply lead, but he has to just go, go, go. I don't think there's a world where slowing down is going to be good for you at all. Additional Hydras in production. 5 additional Lurkers coming up. Ghost will come forward and snipe down that Lurker as well. It's just going to be able to take that straight out here as the medevac loads, and we'll go up around to the top side. So medevac going to get to the top. The Nidus network over there, maybe worth clearing out. Clem did mine out his gold base, so that location not as important as it once was. I thought Rogue had kind of a clasp on this game, but you know, the more I let this settle down, the less I really think so. Rogue is still mining a lot, but he's yet to show us the ability to take fights, which is going to punish Clem for the position he's in. 14,000 resources lost is the advantage for Clem. This is nice. I mean, Nidus in the main base, between the 2 tanks that were sieged there, okay, that's going to knock down a lot of Clem's production. That's going to make it a lot more awkward for Clem. He's going to lose Marines over here, busy dealing with other things. He moves that drop just too late to save it. We do have ourselves a Lurkers continue to get active. Barracks taking a lot down. I mean, all of his production basically just died. Here come the Ghosts, as the Overseer farm is going to come through though as well. And those Ghosts might just end up dying right now as the Overseer is set up. The Lurkers will continue to fire up. Not a lot of Ghosts able to keep on firing. The Nidus in the main base is going to be the knife in the back for Clem eventually. You know, it was the Nidus in the natural that really opened this game up and gave Rogue an opportunity in the first place, but yeah, he really just did not quite manage to close it out from there until a little bit further down the line. GG's. And we get tied up 1-1 in this best of 5. Great games continuing here today so far. So we're going to head to Game 3 on Site Delta in just a moment. Our next map of this series. Ready to begin. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. So good to see you all. Appreciate you all tuning in, dropping by, and hanging out with us. More games continuing on through. Alrighty, guys, site delta coming up. I'm gonna get this in game. So just clicking through a couple of things. Let's get this ready to go. As CLEM let too many Niduses through on that one. Now we have CLEM Rogue here in game number 3, all tied up. Today's games are turning out to be absolute bangers. It has been a great set of matches in that first series. Now in this one, grand finals with a 1-0 lead for MaxPax coming up against the winner of this when this is done. Been a great game so far. Let's have in the bottom right our blue Zerg. This is going to be Rogue. Top left is going to be our red Terran. It is going to be Team Liquid's CLEM. Alright then, we get into this game 3. Do you feel like overall CLEM putting himself in better positions and going to make this tough for Rogue? But Rogue clearly shown us that all he needs is a break or two, and he absolutely has got the abilities to win these games. And like I say, in that last game, the break was just that Nidus and the natural. It can be as simple as that. There's obviously still got to make things happen. A couple of barracks on the way here from CLEM as he looks to play the multi-Rax Reaper opening, so that's going to be his starting point for the moment. And we get that ready to go as the Reaper will start on through. So bringing that into play, getting that up and running. A couple of Reapers building, Hunch gas pool coming up. And get this ready to go. A few moments of readying ourselves here. Couple of Reaper shots. Damage being dealt, so a few hits coming through for a couple of moments. And it's going to be seeing our back and forth continuing as a couple of those Reapers continue in. Getting some damage done. So yeah, a few shots continue through, and a couple of Queens coming about. Grenade goes down, pushes that Queen away. And you go back and forth for a few moments. Once with the additional Reaper showing up, we're likely to see a little bit more damage coming out of this over the next little while as well. As a grenade or two comes down, and the Queens for the moment again just have to back it up. And those Reapers are going to do just that as well, backing it up. As CLEM clearly likes this ability of taking control early, slowing down that expansion of his opponent, and going from there. Again, third map of this best of 5, another grenade drops in to keep this Queen bouncing going, and Les starts up now from Rogue early. Going to open the door into all of those options, as that could be a Spire. Well, that's really all I think of, actually. Spire, 2-base Spire. What else can we really 2-base? 2-base Link Queen Nidus all in, maybe? He has gas, though. Roach run in the Evo chamber. Ooh. 2-base Roaches into a late third. Also a chance to see that, perhaps. Reapers and Hellions going to move about. Just going to try and come across here. Let's see what we can do. Roach is coming up with Overlord speed as well. Kind of feels like a Roach Queen drop then. Or just a Roach push with a Queen drop at the company, and obviously no Evo chamber. Reaper coming through, looking for the scout here. Gonna see the Roach roar in the back. great information then from Clem already. Figuring that out right away. As Stimpack continues up, a couple of bunkers are still coming through as well. Alien's just going to retreat back. I mean, with the bunkers coming up, Clem is going to ready him his defense pretty nicely so far. A couple grenades. I love what Clem does to always buy time against these attacks, make this as easy a chance as he's going to get to be able to make something happen. As like obviously the Queens and the Overlord going to come through. The Reapers and the Hellions still just stood there for a moment. Clem, his bunkers are about to be done. Readying up this defense as the Banshee obviously will have some work to do as well. Rook has a third hatch behind this, but this is not just a, oh, this isn't going to work out, let me just go home situation. Like, he needs to do some fairly serious damage on this. As the approach route just stays down the low ground. Stimpack is about to finish. Again, tanks, marines, medevacs all building. Dragon's going to shoot Overlord. Take a bunch of damage as well. Overlord going to fall here in a second, so Overlord will go down. That will be, I mean, interesting to see how he's going to clean up the creep, because there's going to be creep right outside his front door, so that is going to at least keep him a little bit busy. A little bit joined up here. Let's see, Corrosive Files coming down. That medevac already taking some damage, so a few shots coming through right off the bat. He's still coming over, just going to see a few corrosive files coming down there. Again, little bits of extra damage being done. Roach Ravager Carapace coming up. The Overlords are still producing through. And Ravagers will continue along the bottom for the moment. More corrosive files. Yun's going to get kept away. Order Command going to get jumped on for a couple of seconds as well. As we do have ourselves the defense still very much so going to be there. 1-1 upgrades continue through. The Roach Ravager still coming into play as well. IO moving around. Then Ravager's going to continue up. A few Marines taking shots. Actually going to dive a bit deeper on this. Corrosive Files dropping, tanks firing. Roach Ravager keeps moving through as Rogue is, at the very least, keeping map control, right? And I mean, Clem is, going to struggle a little bit here, apparently, to take this third base. Tanks do not get Corrosive File down quickly, but Clem's going to start running out of units. Rogue, doubling the army supply and more, is actually pushing through on this, and 11 SCVs down. This third base is going to have to evacuate, and Rogue's just going to win the game on this push right there. And Rogue is going to be up 2-1 over Clem. Uh-oh. This is taking some interesting twists and some interesting turns, guys. So we are going to get ready for game number 4. I'm going to be LB just 1 minute, guys. We'll come back for more StarCraft. Thank you for the donation. I'll read that out when we come back from this quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys, as we have game 4 here, sorry. In the bottom left-hand side, our blue Zerg player is Rogue. Taking on in the top right, the red Terran player from Team Liquid, it is CLEM. Funky build out of Rogue in that last game, but it worked, man. Just kept on pushing on that third of CLEM, and interesting. I wonder if CLEM just need to be way more cautious about taking the third place in the first place. Could have been definitely a bit of a different way to set things up. Overlord of Rogue, moving to the top right-hand side. Early in this game, we get settled with nothing too wild going on, just a Reaper opening from CLEM as well. Would be quite the upset if Rogue was to knock CLEM out. That'd actually be really sick. I'm for it. I didn't think it was going to happen coming into today, so it isn't really something I talked about. I didn't think it was really a possibility. I thought Rogue could be competitive, take a map. I really thought that was going to be the extent, but now up 2-1, anything's possible. Kind of crazy that Rogue has to get to like a 2-1 lead for me to believe he has a chance in this series, though, isn't it? It kind of says how much respect I'm putting on CLEM's name right now. As we do have this game just setting up nicely. Nothing crazy yet. As the Reaper continues to move over. Gonna hop up into the main base. Link speed is coming through, and the hatchery third building from Rogue as well in the triangle. Alcyone, big map. I might have to play a big game, but I don't know if he's going to be necessarily against the idea of playing a big game. I think he'd actually be kind of okay if that's what it came down to. That's what he had to try and play for. I think he'd be alright with that concept. Well, again, a couple of Hellions coming about. SCV's production. There's the Hellions and the Reaper coming back over. It's going to be seeing a couple of Queens going to come back onto the third base. Love that we're seeing the Roach roaring again. Definitely seems like the right idea for Rogue if he's going to have a competitive chance in this match. Roaches do seem to be kind of the way to go for that. Hellions still moving about. Just going to see again a few drones on the way. The lab building up. Spore crawlers coming through. Gonna get rid of a queen. This Banshee needs to back it up. Cloak's not ready for a few seconds, so just want to lose it. We actually do get transfusion on that low HP queen as well, so CLEM, all that damage done does not really count for much in the end. Good clutch defense from Rogue. As now Hellions wolfing a Hellbats, but because the Hellions took so much damage before now, is this really going to have much hope? Spore needs to relocate and the Queen Banshee will be seen, and yeah, this does not really go anywhere at all for CLEM. Investment into the armory for the Hellbats does not seem like it's really been that worthwhile. He had more success with the Hellion Banshee part of this than the actual Hellbat part of that, so He's gonna find the Banshee again there. Takes a lot of damage. Continued in there just a step too far. And that's gonna be a very hurt Banshee. He's probably gonna have to pull that back now. He's chasing. Hellion gonna go down. Hellion's back around that left side. Roach be coming up. 1-1 missiles and carapace upgrades continue through as well. Just see the Hellion and Roach. Hellion and Reaper, sorry, around the left. Reaper's gonna jump into the natural, try and see a bit of what's going on as well. There's an infestation pick coming up from Rogues already, moving towards the idea of hive tech. Would be great information to have for Clem. Get an inkling of where this game is at and how far along Rogue is always nice to have. But yeah, he didn't really get into the main base or anything there, but he did get into the natural, which is where the infestation pit is, so he actually does get that info. It's like I say, a little bit of a timer in Clem's mind now as to when Hive might be online and as to when he might start expecting other kind of tech choices and so to start cropping up in this game. Hellions and Banshees continue to come across. Just going to be having ourselves the 1-1 missile and carapace upgrades coming through as well. Again, Hive just starting up. Hydrogen coming through. The Banshees continue to fire. 4 drones already going down, so again, a few more shots continue to come in there. It's going to be 5 drones killed. It's going to be seeing the Hellion showing up. Just going to be seeing a couple more drones continue to come about as well. I mean, there's going to be 6 drones dead, so some damage from Clem, but not the craziest, and it's obviously not the earliest either. Definitely worth noting. There's extra drones going online. The Hive's still coming up as well. All that goodness coming through right now. Once again, just taking this Roach Ravager into Lurker style. Marines continuing through, looking good. Roach Tragic Queen going to step forward a little bit here. Marines going to have to load up and back away in the medevacs. Pulling back for the moment, doesn't get back over here and actually go jump onto this hatchery, so going to get involved there. Hatchery's going to get cancelled up pretty much immediately, so that doesn't last long at all. Still got a couple Vipers on the way, so that's going to be the Hive tech coming through, a lot, as well as obviously Lurker upgrades. Also need Hive, so and all of that out from there as the Marines go chasing an Overlord down. And the Vipers and the Lurkers make this later stage game. I was doing fine back on Dynasty, the last larger map we played that got to this kind of point. As long as he doesn't let the Niduses up, I think Clem was honestly in an okay position in that game. Niduses is what really killed him, so just needs to be super careful about those counterattacks. You keep Rogue off of those, I think Clem really does have a... well, honestly just advantage in the later game, and we know how good Clem can be in this matchup. Just don't give Rogue the easy outs and the easy ways to take massive advantages, right? Tanks will siege, Bio moves up. Thank you, Wurzak, by the way, for the 77-month resub. As our Lurkers and our Vipers move back over in this direction, just going to have our Roach Hydra moving through as well. Parasite Bomb coming about. The Medivacs are below, just about escaping away currently. Able to stay out of reach right now as they head all the way up to the top. Again, a 3-3 upgrades coming through from CLEM, a few more command centers coming out also, so all of that continues to bring into action. Bio steps up. There's going to be Lurkers there immediately to turn those Marines around, and again, the Nidus network continues into play. Make double Nidus network added on, so Rogue is extremely serious about trying to get those Niduses up. He knows just how good it will be for him if he can successfully get Niduses into Clem's bases. We've seen examples of it in this game. We know it already just as a baseline kind of fact that if a Nidus goes into your mineral lines on your base and into your production, you're going to have a bad time, so all of that is very much so figured out. So I just want to take a moment. I actually forgot to come back to the donation. Hypochondriac, thank you so much for the £25 donation. Says, thank you for all the GGs you provided. Thanks so much for the donation, mate. Sorry, I forgot to come back to that after the little break it took. Apologies on that one. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support, mate. Thank you so much for subbing and donating today. Thank you. Well, Marine Ghost, Medivac, back over the right. Runs coming through. Little snipe going to take out an Overseer. Roaches in the bottom right moving around as well as we continue to try and Nidus just all over the place. 4 additional Lurkers on the way. Overlords, 13 of them. Rogue just prepping for a future scenario, I guess, as he gives up some of these Roaches. I imagine he's replacing those with Lurkers and other units instead of those, as we actually have the Overseers flying forward. Rogue does love his Overseers. Oh no, Clemmy lets the Nidus up in the main base again. This is going to be big. As the Lurkers begin to burrow, the Sim City is going to work against Clem. He brings his Ghosts and his Marines into play. You can see the snipe starting to come down, as we do have Lurkers starting to hit a little bit. 14 SCVs down immediately. Another Knight is coming up further to the bottom side of this now as Rogue. I wonder if he'll try and save this position. No, he just decides to evacuate the Lurkers as too many units were coming through for him to really deal with. Clem at least dealing this night with this group of Lurkers this time around. Obviously, in the previous game, there was moments where those Lurkers were just not dealt with at all. Took an extremely long time. Next Nidus will go down as well. Clem cleans up in his main. He doesn't really lose that much. Some SCVs dropped. By this point, I don't know if Clem's even... Okay, he's actually rebuilding SCVs, so he will re-establish some of that economy. I was wondering if he might just not go back into SCVs and just continue to invest into just pure army and just kind of run with the larger army supply on the map. But we are kind of playing a game here as well for Clem where it's not going to end quickly. So kind of running around with a large army right now may not be the way to play this. Instead, let's get us, keep the economy strong. Let's keep the mining going. Let's work our way through those mineral patches. Let's mine out some of these bases so we can get towards, mining the external bases as well. So that's the plan right now, rather than just trying to take a massive army and force fights onto over half a map of creep spread. Because there is a crap ton of creep spread right now. Reckless fire, missile turrets going down. The orbital's still taking some shots. The roaches on that right-hand side going to try and step up a little bit as well in toward the back of this mineral line. Lurkers are going to shoot the ghosts fire back and deal some damage. A couple of lurkers go down immediately. Second's going to be firing. Overseer's taking some damage, so some shots continue to come about now. We'll have ourselves the scan coming through as well. Again, the lurkers just going to get burrowed up. The bio's still moving through. A couple more ghosts coming in. Lurkers will burrow up one more time as we just have ourselves denied. It's never going to get denied. The Marines are going to fight back again. The Lings get turned back over in the other direction. Nice network back to the main base, setting up also. Marines are still stepping through. These Niduses are coming out in the main. At the same time, Lurker step forward from Rogue on the front, so Clem now has multiple Lurker packs to deal with here. Rogue is just moving into the siege tank fire, not afraid apparently. As the Lurkers in the main base are going to get overrun though, so Clem's defense there is looking optimal. And still, overall, I think pretty much minimal losses for Clem, all things considered. He does lose this base. It's probably the biggest loss he has in this scenario. As I love the Overseers just spamming another round of changelings forward. Rogue loves just an overly crazy amount of Overseers in this matchup. He currently has 31 of them. And he's been doing this consistently as well, as obviously Overseers are good things to snipe down. Like, they cost you money. Clem's like, well, if you build that many, surely you want that many. So yes, I will use my snipes to clean up a few kills for. You do that a few times over, and Rogue definitely probably will think about building more again, so it's not wasted snipes. As snipes see on the lurkers, and Rogue is going to get pushed back. Clem is able to wrestle him out from that 12 o'clock base. Nidus there going down too. Had another Nidus popping up. It's been crazy with the Nidus networks all around the map so far. Consistently getting into Clem's mineral lines and main bases as well have definitely created issues. A bit of bias stemming up. The ghosts are going to be there. Lurkers trying to take position once again. Hope lifts off, and here come the Lings, Veins, Hydras, and Lurkers all stepping through as well. So in they go. And as we step forwards onto this, Banelings are going to roll up this ramp. Just going to have our siege tanks firing away. Also, all the Banes dropping. 14, 17, 19 SCVs going down as the orbital command floats away. Clem just lost a lot. The Lurkers do some serious damage. Obviously, the work count especially taking a big hit. 42 workers for him. He is going to start rebuilding some. I think Clem's issue is the fact that currently this is just him trying to take a 5th base. The fact he's got to do so much to try and take a 5th base is clearly becoming a problem for him. That's absolutely netting him a whole bunch of issues, as we do see the Banes, Lings, and Hydra's going to turn around again. The Banes actually maybe going to get some ghosts here as they don't split backwards, and Clem's just going to be typing GG. He's not going to leave the game. He retypes the GG, but Rogue is going to do it. He's going to take the upset as Rogue knocks down Clem and takes the 3-1 victory. Wow, if that was on my list of things that happened today, I would have slapped myself and told myself to wake up from my dream. Wow, Rogue is going to come in and beat Clem 3-1 and advance to the finals to play MaxPax. He lost to MaxPax 1-2 in the winner bracket originally. It'll be fun to see if he can make this a competitive best-of-7 grand final. MaxPax will start up 1-0 in the lead. This is kind of the greatest result in the end, I guess, because actually it means we get all of the matchups. We get Rogue, we get MaxPax Clem to start the day, then Clem versus Rogue. Now we're going to get MaxPax versus Rogue, so there's going to be no repeats on the day at least. All right, I said I wanted to see how MaxPax Rogue might play out. I actually was more hopeful for Rogue to beat MaxPax than I was Clem. I think his struggles the other day really lied against the Adepts, so let's go into that, guys. We have a grand final coming up. Rogue is going to be down in map against MaxPax for the start. As we get into this best-of-7 in just a few. A quick break from us. We'll come back, and it's going to be our grand finals after this. Hey guys, so there's an official 10-minute break between the lower bracket final and the grand finals. Players won a few minutes, so we're just chilling, we're just sitting, we're watching Ellie, as you might be able to see. She's chilling as well. As we have an upset in this event, CLEM finally loses his streak of just winning tournaments. That's been a streak he's had going for a little while. And we are going to be obviously now going into this MaxPax Rogue Finals when the players are ready to go. Elicam is an excellent choice. Yeah, Elicam is always popular. I don't know where Ali's sellout sign went. He used to have a hashtag sub for Ali sign, but I don't know where it went. So you guys just have to pretend it's there. Looks as though videos are starting to come around. So at least some videos might happen. Ellie's walked off. She's realized I'm talking again. She's like, I'm not listening to you. I'm still on this screen. I guess I'm not sure if I'm going to keep talking. I'm trying to figure out how long this might actually be until we get in game. They're vetoing. So I'm just trying to figure out if it's going to come to me or not. It will come to me. I think we'll be okay. We'll fill a little bit of time, can't we, guys? Oh, Ellie's now barking. Oh, woof, 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 woof. She's having a good bark downstairs. And great series so far today. You only have 2 best of 5s and a best of 7 on a day. It's obviously very scary. What if the games aren't that good? You know, 3-0, 3-0. You could not have asked for anything better today. It's been absolutely blasters. Okay, we didn't go to game 5 with CLEM Rogue, but we had the upset and it was in some long games as well. And I would have thought personally if Rogue had won and it was an upset, it would have been in shorter games, but not the case as the maps are being picked. Post Youth and Dynasty will not be played in this series. There'll be one more map not played. That map will be the final map. That just doesn't get picked. As so far, it has been Amphion, Crimson, Ocean as the choices. Obviously, there's a few interesting ones still in there. We've got Alcyone at some point, maybe. Got ourselves a chance to pick up a Golden Aura, probably going to come up from MaxPax at some point here in the next couple of choices. And Ghost River, probably going to make it through too. Ghost River 4th, Golden 5th is going to be the maps. Picked there by MaxPax, and that does leave us with Alcyone, and probably actually we don't see Alcyone, we probably see Site Delta, right? It's Rogue to pick map 6, so he basically decides which of the maps between Site Delta and Alcyone will not see play here. Rogue in the final is not a good sign for the opponent. That's definitely generally quite true. I mean, the only person to defeat Rogue this event so far has been MaxPax, though. Rogue has been on a tear, but MaxPax was the one to stop him. Video is I'll just continue, but the fact that both players are veering, I think, might mean that we're just going to be ready to go fairly soon. This off shortly. Just chilling. A couple moments to get this underway. It's going to be Amphion, Crimson Court, Oceanborn, Ghost River, Goldmoor, and Alcyone. Of course, we can only have 6 maps at most in this event, or in this finals, because MaxPax will start with a 1-0 lead. That is a guarantee because he came from the winner bracket. I guess just we have a moment or two, guys. If you are enjoying the stream, again, just one more mention to consider supporting. Look at that sub count. 831. Damn, guys. We're doing good. Check us out. Thank you everyone for supporting and helping to make the Starcraft happen. It's been a blast bringing you guys the games recently, and obviously our plan is to just keep on doing exactly that. So thank you so much so far. Kicking off into our game here in a moment. It's going to be Amphion to start us off. It looks as though we are allowed to begin unless they're going to host the game and then not start, which I would find kind of weird. Beautiful. Because as we get ready to go into this match, someone's AFK for the moment as we get ready to roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, that player responded. Again, we've got ourselves WardiTV tournament coming up. We've been organizing and getting some info on that. Have a whole bunch of players already confirmed to play: Björn, Harstem, Shin, Rogue, Solar, Showtime, Spirit, Trap, Wayne, and Zaun. That list will increase every time I mention this event because it's we're literally getting replies from the players as today goes on. So yeah, that's going to be starting up on Tuesday with Group A of the competition. So that'll be happening as we just get ourselves ready to go into Amphion in a couple of moments. MaxPax versus Rogue. Getting ready to kick this off. Made it back just in time to Gamba. Yeah, I put 10 minutes on the timer. It took a little while, obviously, to get this match going. But look at that. 1 million channel points on MaxPax, guys. We got some people in the stream today. Some active people. Crazy. Hello, guys. It's so good to see you all. Thank you for joining us. Really have been enjoying bringing you guys the games lately. As we get ready to go for more. One final match today. The finals, Rogue and MaxPax. MaxPax and Rogue have readied. We're just waiting for our admin, but that's just been set into action. So MaxPax versus Rogue coming up here on Amphion. As we kick off into this in just a couple of moments. So bringing this out and about, getting this on the way. And let's see what we can do on this one. Alright, take us in game in 1 second, guys. Just gotta type something into a dashboard. Perfect. Alright, let's do this. Let's enter the Grand Finals. In the top left-hand corner of the Grand Finals, map number 1. This is the big LiuLi Cup. It's been an awesome event all the way throughout this week, and this final day has been banger after banger after banger, with upsets included. In the top left, knocking CLEM out of the competition in that lower bracket final, 3-1, and getting here the return of the Blue Zerg, the dominant Korean force, Rogue, in the top left to begin this series. Bottom left-hand side, he was down 0-2 to start his day off. He reverse swept CLEM in the winner bracket final. Sorry, CLEM, everyone beat you today. That is going to be an accolade for them going into this finals. It has to be mentioned. In the bottom left, the undercover Protoss madman. It is MaxPax. I've already moved off his Nexus, but that's okay. As we get ourselves into Grand Finals. Let's get this out the way. This is obviously map 1 that's being played, but it is map 2 overall because MaxPax starts at a 1-0 lead. That 1-0 lead comes in because MaxPax came from the winner bracket. He has not lost in the entirety of the event. His advantage in the grand final then is a 1-map lead in this series. So he gets a 1-0 lead. He did beat Rogue 2-1 earlier in the competition, so you can say it kind of follows on from there. Obviously, that's not always true in this scenario, but in this case it is. Yeah, MaxPax will have a 1-0 lead in this grand final, which means Rogue has to win 4 maps. MaxPax only needs to win 3. It's an advantage, but hey, that's the whole point of just not dropping down to that lower bracket. That's the point of being undefeated. You get rewarded going into this grand final. And that means that this is kind of game 2. So you'll probably hear me interchangeably say like game 1, game 2, especially the first couple games of the series. The deeper we go, that usually disappears. We call it like game 5 or something. So, you know, and it's more consistent. But if you hear me interchanging, that's all it is, because this is the first game played. But obviously, MaxPax starts with the score on the board. Amphion coming in as we get ready to rumble. It's a fun set of maps as well coming up. Going to see, obviously, the majority of the map pool if the series goes long enough. When they played the other day, MaxPax was quite fond of the Adepts and was really able to create some opportunities and some game victories off the back of Adepts as well. So that was definitely a factor the other day. It used to be a time when best of 7 against Rogue was already a wrap. Worth mentioning, actually, yeah, because Rogue was insane in best of 7s. Now, this guy's probably got one of the best run rates of all time in best of 7 series. Not very often you play a best of 7, right? But that was kind of why it was so impressive, because when you play a best of 7, it's at the highest level of play. It's at the toppest, it's at the top ends of the competitions. And to have a ridiculous win rate at that point of a tournament is insane, which is why it was always such an impressive stat from Rogue that he was so difficult to defeat in best of 7 series. Because it's not just the fact it's a long match, it's the fact it always happens against the best players in the tournament at the time. Deb comes over. You're not going to be seeing the Zergling. Going to eat a couple of shots. That is going to go down, so that Ling will fall. Voidray coming up. Warp Gate continuing out. The Overlords moving around in the center a little bit as the first moments of this game. We'll rely on the Oracle coming out to make this exciting. It's going to come out after a Voidray, though. I guess the Voidray is going to make this a little exciting. He's going to go Overlord hunting, but misses the Ovi so far. Good pull away from Rogue. And for now, he's actually going to be able to keep his Overlords alive for the very little bit longer. So that is a nice little bonus. And you do find one Overlord in the end. So yeah, he is going to be able to lose one. But hey, I mean, that's the whole point of building the Void Ray first. You're meant to be able to push back Overlords. And obviously behind this, it's going to be very difficult for Rogue to scout what the heck is coming next. Rogue's going to have no idea what the next step of this is. It's extremely difficult for him to see what's coming up in the next stage of this. So that's going to be a major point as well. As this Oracle dives through toward the main mineral line. Going to get turned around. A couple of Queens going to go fighting against the Adepts for a little bit. Also, is just going to put some pressure onto those for a little while here. As that link speed continues through. And those couple of Adepts are going to commit to that shade. 4 drones killed already, and it's that early game damage that makes the mid game so tough to survive through. And that's why I think MaxPax is going to see a lot of success. These early game little movements, MaxPax is so good at them, and it's those little things which I think Rogue is not quite 100% at still when it comes to his kind of form right now after returning from the military a few months ago. It's just those little things, and against someone like MaxPax, who is going to take every opportunity he can to get rid of drones early, it's going to be tough to keep enough drones up to stay competitive in these matches a lot of the time, to be honest. So that's going to be kind of fun as you see the oracles gathering up. Again, the gates coming through. Robo, Twilight, and Forge building up. The oracles activate for 5 more drones. Hilaire is building from Rogue as well. The 7 additional drones coming in on top of that. Gateway's coming up. Just have ourselves the Robo coming online. This is going to go wrap around. Depths is going to be firing. Probe's taking some shots. Just going to have the Voidra coming back over. Smoke roll fine. Oracle's going to take some more shots as well. They're about to finish up. This one missiles coming through. The Overlord coming in. Just going to have ourselves the Fueling's going to run there, but Super Battery pops, and that's going to be a pretty reasonable defense from MaxPax. Doesn't lose anything at all. I was going to say that Blissful missiles continue to come through. Again, Hydra Dent is going to be finishing in a couple of moments. Groove Spine's on the way also. And 7 Hydras already coming up. Make it 8. Robo Bay on the way through as our Obs continues to build. Especially a warping on the top right side. MaxPax already getting aggressive there. Going to force a cancel on the hatchery. That's going to be seeing the Queens. Going to back it up a little bit. Zelda's going to charge forward. A couple of Lings going down. And 5 workers dropping so far as the Hydras continue through. Trying to get out as a defense, but Rogue Supply has just been plummeting this game. This is MaxPax kind of walking all over him for the moment. And it's going to be seeing there's a couple of Archons coming through as well. Just going to fire away all these Hydras, continue to come down. Just going to be seeing the Void Rays activating as well. GG says Rogue, and MaxPax is going to take game number 2 of this best of 7. And he's going to be on a 2-0 lead. And he could not have made that look simple. I think that might have been one of the simplest games so far. Crimson Core coming up next map then in a couple of moments. I really want Rogue to step up in this series. It would be so sad to see such a great set of semi-finals and the finals where MaxPax just wins a bunch of games like that. Looks like the Rogue coming up into this next map is going to be Crimson Court, so we'll get that on the way. Off into Crimson Court then. Let's get this one on the way. MaxPax and Rogue. In the top right-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the Blue Zerg play, now down 0-2. Look, let's go, Rogue. Come on, let's bring it back. Let's show us some of that Rogue magic that you've been bringing this event. Here's the Blue Zerg in the top right-hand corner. In the bottom left, our red Protoss. It's going to be MaxPax. Game 3 of our best of 7. We kick this off, we get this going. Get this one underway. Whew. Just gonna take a breather, guys. I feel like we've been a little bit non-stop today. It's been a busy one, right? We've been going. It's been some great games. Early game PvZ is a little bit more chill. That last game was a little bit more stompy. I feel like we can dial it back just a little bit here and just take a moment or two. I mean, we saw Rogue obviously take a map already once in this tournament. I do genuinely believe he should be able to, kind of take at least a map in these next couple of games and make this a bit of a longer series. I do think winning a best of 7, obviously, especially down a game to start, against someone like MaxPax is going to be extremely tough. But like I said, I mean, then, I say this, but then the man has been on fire. Dude went out and he just freaking, beat CLEM. So, yeah, craziness. I mean, his run so far has been sick as well. He went 2-1 Ryung, lost to MaxPax. In that lower bracket, Rogue came through 2-1 Oliveira, 2-0 Creator, looked very good against Creator as well. And then 3-1 Dark, 3-1 Shin, and now 3-1 CLEM. Did lose the first map against Shin, brought that back, just as he did against CLEM as well. Not the case against Dark, though, so it's not a complete pattern or anything. You gotta start calling Rogue's Mass Overseer snipe sponging. Yeah, I started to realize that that's what he's doing, right? Using the Overseers to kind of block the ability to click on things properly. It's kind of wild. Is that what we're gonna call it? Snipe sponging? It's like, I don't really know what to kind of familiarize it to. What kind of, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think what it's like. It's almost like, I mean, it's not, but it's almost like denying, creeps in, a MOBA, right? Where it's just like, deny! You thought you were going to click on my lurk and get denied! You can click my Overseer instead, but you still lose an Overseer. But, yeah, surely we can, come up with a name of it for it. Might be snipe sponging. Snipe spinning. We just obviously see the link speed coming up here on the side of Rogue, so that link speed coming up, a couple of queens are on the way out. As you see the Adept just kind of wandering in from that bottom left-hand side. The Oracle coming through as well. Twilight Counter now on the way from MaxPax quite quickly here, so I wonder if he's going to go and maybe go for a more aggressive route this game with the Resonating Glaives and get those Adepts up. I believe he has been a bit of a fan of Glaving on this map, but especially just because you take that forward base as Rogue. That base is obviously a step towards the middle of the map. It's a little bit further away from the natural. It's perfect opportunity for those Adepts to move around and to do very well. So, definitely an opportunity to see something happening on that as the Gates and the Twilight Council continue through. The couple links coming over. The Adept is going to be there, turn that back around. Oracle still coming up. The other links turn back over. Queens are gathering. Oracle building. As our Queens come back the other direction, so we fire back the other way for just a little bit. Again, seeing that blink coming up, a couple probes coming through. I'm just going to jump onto this Oracle immediately, and Oracle will take a few shots of damage as well. Handling's coming about. Obviously, the blink is on the way. I thought it was going to be Glaives, but no, MaxPax is going to go a quick blink of his own. This is going to be interesting because he only ever built one Oracle, and this has turned into this Link Queen walk from Rogue. So with only one Oracle, you're going to be limited on defense. I mean, that maybe does give you more gateway units instead. So is that nice? I mean, maybe, because obviously the Oracles will be shut down by the Queens. There's one battery here. Can't overcharge just yet. The Lings are already kind of dying, and this is already flopping. MaxPax. God, MaxPax, please lose a game. Because I really want this to be a fun series, and you're really making it not a very fun series at all right now. Because this is not looking like a game that's going to work at all from Rogue. He comes in aggressive. He does something different, but it is absolutely falling apart. As, yeah, this is just not it at all. I actually think this is bad. I was thinking about the One Oracle, but One Oracle must be pretty good against this, right? Because then the Queens don't really have as much value. You're moving into gateway units more quickly, so you just have more units on the ground to help you deal with an attack like this. And MaxPax just walks this back the other direction like it's like it was never just going to work in the first place. And MaxPax looking very good right now. Another game here would obviously put him up onto match point already. A speed run in this grand finals at the moment at this rate. But we can hope that maybe Rogue fights back in a game number 4. He GG's there because this game's too far gone. And like I say, we will go to hoping that game number 4 will maybe be a bit of a fight back. Oh, I am going to be actually so sad if this day ends in a 3-0 +1 map from the winner bracket finals. The previous games were just so good. Okay. I'm like, my energy is being zapped, man. I'm feeling the come down from some great games, and like I say, this finals is just not quite delivering, you know? Rip. Can we make it best of 9 on the fly? Oh yeah, let's add another at this rate, let's add another 6 minutes onto the tournament. Yes, brilliant. That will save the day. That will save the finals. Absolutely. Oceanborn coming up. Get this on the go. Ready GLHF says MaxPax waiting for Rogue to get us going. Countdown begins. Oceanborn coming up. MaxPax versus Rogue on the way. We get this up and rolling here. Pick this off. As we go into game number 4. Could be the last game of the tournament. Come on, MaxPax. Let Rogue have a map. Well, don't let him have a map. Make him work for a map, but like, I guess come on, Rogue, really? But MaxPax stop being so good as well. Make a mistake or two, maybe. In the top left-hand side. Currently down, unfortunately, 0-3. Maybe he's just making it dramatic. Maybe he's going to go for the reverse sweep. Maybe Rogue just fancies winning in style. Rogue is our blue Zerg in the top left-hand side. Maybe he used all his magic to get here. He defeated Dark on this run. He's defeated Clem on this run. Other great players included in that is Shin, who's been in very good shape. You know, a creator who was looking absolutely fantastic in this tournament otherwise as well. He took a map off MaxPax in the winner bracket originally. But this grand final is just not it for him so far. We'll see if this game here on Oceanborn can maybe turn things around or be the beginning of a turnaround. As in the bottom right, it's going to be our Red Protoss player, MaxPax. Maybe MaxPax should have started with a -1. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's like, MaxPax, you know what? You were so good in the winners bracket. You start -1 in the finals, that's still an advantage for you because you're still probably going to be favored. Just you're going to have to work a bit harder, and then people will be even more impressed by you. You know, it's yeah, something that would have to start some way or another. Not sure MaxPax would agree on the plan. We get ourselves rolling here, get set to go. Let's find a camera to follow as a probe scouting around the back, trying to see a little bit of what's happening. Here we're coming about, we get settled in, just having ourselves the Nexus and the Cybercore coming across. As we get going here for the moment. Probe moving around, again a few lings, couple queens, ling speed continuing up as well, all of that coming through. Stargate continues on by. As again that ling speed coming up for the moment, bringing that online, getting that going. Adept gonna fire, taking a couple hits. Obviously the lings gonna have their speed shortly, will help to clean up adepts on the map. Oracles on the way. First one in production. How many will MaxPax go to? Probe's just gonna pull. A couple of lings are pulling back. The Adepts are going to fire, a couple drones going down. The Lings continue to chase. Ling speed kicking in. And the Adepts take quite a few shots. Adepts continuing to get pushed back by the Zerglings as the Shade comes back around into the center. Things continue to come over. You're just going to get a grab there on that Adept. Picks that off. Starting to poke away at the next Adept as well. A little bit more damage being done then. Trying to find whatever we can currently. By canceling a couple of gateways continue up as we speak. So just bringing all of that through. Things coming over, just going to be seeing the Oracle activate and a few Lings getting chased away as well. So just going to be seeing a little bit of damage coming through there. Resonating Glaives continue to produce. Again, the Stalker is going to get rid of that Overlord in a moment. Lings gathering. And yeah, I mean, Ling's still kind of moving about a little bit. Resonating Glaives coming up, say it's still from MaxPax, so bringing that online. The Nexus, the probes, the assimilators continue to produce. The Oracle gonna get over towards the natural, the main. MaxPax has definitely kept it a bit different game through game. Obviously, seeing the Glaives this time. Gonna really bring the pressure and just again check to see if this is something that Rogue can hold this time around as well. Rogue only just started. His Rotron, Larry's building up as well. These things are fine. Having an Oracle there, going to push these Zerglings away again. Resonating Glaives is going to be continuing up. Adept about to finish. Our Forge on the way. The few Adepts are going to shade forward. Adept's just going to fire again the Steps shade straight through for the moment. We're just going to be seeing them moving into the natural expansion. Ling's going to get a wrap around and just going to be having ourselves these Adepts going to get in a lot of trouble straight away. So this is a good start to the defense. Now we've lost 5 drones, yes, but the Adept count is reducing. We're going to see the Lings chasing after the Shades. And how many more drones will go down? We do not target the drones actually because we're just going to kill the Lings and now we can get the drones after. Because the Adepts didn't die, so actually going to turn this into even more damage being done. "13 drones have fallen here is that's obviously a little bit more damage than we originally expected. It looked as though Rogue was going to get on top of those Adepts and really deal with them. There's a few more threatened to shade. I don't think they'll go anywhere, right? The Lings are going to be there. The Adepts do, in fact, cancel the shade, deciding it's just not going to be worth it just yet. And getting ourselves the drones, the couple of overlords, the roaches. All of that building up for the moment here. So you have our roach speed coming through too, so just bringing that all into play. And +1 and blink coming up on the side of MaxPax. We bring that in. Stalkers and sentries moving around. We do have the Oracle still up in the sky. The units press forwards. A couple changelings going down. MaxPax looking to capitalize on that adept damage with the blink stalker timing now. Roach speed's about to be done, so we'll have some roaches to help, but I mean, these stalkers already looking dangerous. Equal army supply, the efficiency of blink on their side against pure roaches. I mean, this is obviously just looking. MaxPax already just looking to get a 4th phase. Yo, a stalker there does in fact blink away. I love the Stasis Sword set up across. Try and obviously capture a few things here and there. I love these adepts going to move in as well. He's going to try and find a little bit more damage. Put themselves in a great corner, actually, and we'll get rid of probably quite a few lings, if nothing else. Stalker's already starting to fight over here as Rogue. Pulled the lings away, so those adepts are going to continue to fire some shots. Looks as though they're starting to kill some drones as we have cancelled the 4th base. And MaxPax stepping up this ramp. The lings need to be in front of these roaches here to protect the roaches, but it's just not going to be enough. It's going to be GG's, and it is going to be a victory here on the side of MaxPax. He's going to take this down, and he is going to win this series and this tournament as well, as he looks absolutely convincing. MaxPax is going to win this, and he is going to be your champion of the big LiuLi Cup here today. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Alrighty, guys. There you have it. MaxPax gets it done. As that rounds us out for the Starcraft 2 action for this tournament. And obviously for today. Was a great event. Really loved this one. Shout out to Saber, who's been running this. As yo, Kalev, thank you so much for gifting us about a MaxPax. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much for obviously supporting the tournament, guys, and supporting the games today. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you guys the event. We are going to be doing some sponsored content here on the Twitch channel. So if you want to support the stream for free, stick around. Literally just watching is all we need from you to be able to support the stream for free. We're going to be playing Once Human for an hour here as we work our way through our Twitch bounty for the day. So we're going to be doing that. Obviously, if you're watching on the YouTube, the stream is going to be wrapping up right now. We do not have a sponsorship to put on YouTube. So thanks so much for watching on YouTube. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you don't already. Going to be doing a few more YouTube streams in the future. Just haven't kind of gotten a consistent schedule for them just yet, but they will continue to come around, so that will continue to happen as well. As we're going to switch on over to, like I say, playing our bounty, which is Once Human. We've played this a couple of times already on the stream. We're meant to be playing something else today, but it's not ready. Or I didn't get the link I was meant to have, so I'm going to have to move it to a different day. I'll have to send them an email about that afterward. But yeah, we'll have to move that one to a different day. We'll do the Once Human one today instead. And we'll go from there. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. I'm going to turn the YouTube stream off now. Bye. You guys have a great rest of your day. If you're here on Twitch, like I say, you can support the channel for free by simply staying around and just watching the stream for the next little while. That's all you got to do. Ain't difficult. Just chill, watch some games, watch me play some games. I'm not very good at them. And yeah, that's going to be the plan of action. So let's dive into it.